Be cool, be kind, be classy. A cupcake so sweet and sexy. Have fun, enjoy the journey. Just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives near New York City. And not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade, sipping motions of lemonade. Cool heads will prevail, kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. Is a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack Stack Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish and Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Goethe and Machegas. Ridiculous that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Proset, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcake's sweet and sassy. And not just a YouTube show. When you know. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Sláinte, my friends. Sláinte, my friends, and happy St. Paddy's Day to all of you. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. It is St. Paddy's Day. I have FOMO. I have FOMO. Yes, New Hampshire one. Yes, this is the same AFROMAN that sings the song Because I Got High, Because I Got High, Because I Got High. I was going to go to work, but then I got high. Okay, so when I started looking at this yesterday, I said, we have to. Could this be better than Cardi B's civil trial? Maybe. If we don't cover it, are we going to be really missing out? Do we have FOMO? Yes. Yeah, I have FOMO. So let me tell you a little bit about this before we get started. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Melanie Little. I'm an attorney in New York, and I've been an attorney for more than 3 decades. I love this song. I went to college and law school in Boulder, Colorado, because I got high. This is a wild case because you know how passionate I am about the First Amendment, and I just couldn't even believe that this was real. So let's try and start at the beginning. I haven't even had time to even get the show notes ready for you. So if people come in and they're like, "Who's AFROMAN? Why are we covering this case?" Just give him a little something, okay? Give him a little something. If you're saying to yourself, who's AFROMAN? Why do I know that name? Or maybe I don't know that name and I need to know who AFROMAN is. You're going to want to know. And here's AFROMAN, okay? AFROMAN, this is my Spotify because I use Spotify, not Apple Music. Kill me, don't kill me. He's got 3.25 million monthly listeners, and he is a comedic rapper. AFROMAN, he first broke through in the year 2000 with his ubiquitous stoner lifestyle anthem, Because I Got High, bringing his songs of wit, weed, and deep fried funk to the masses. AFROMAN's, let me move on to tell you what else Spotify says. AFROMAN's signature song had a remarkable shelf life and was used in various films and television productions over the years. Far from a one-hit wonder, however, AFROMAN's discography is deep, spanning from tapes and CDs he's self-released in the late 90s through to highlights like 2008's For Obama and 2016's Crazy Rap. AFROMAN was born Joseph Foreman in East Palmdale, Los Angeles. And yes, this lawsuit is against him in his given name. His given name, Joseph Foreman. He began his rap career in the 8th grade, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it says here, at some point, I was just looking at the Jay and Silent Bob. Here it is. Where is it? video, which stars Jay and Silent Bob. I don't know where that paragraph is exactly now, but we want to kind of get into it a little bit so that we can talk about the actual lawsuit. But anyway, this is who AFROMAN is. And what had happened was in 2023, I was going to go to work, but then I got high. Right. Then I got high. Then I got high. And then I got high. It's almost like I never heard of AFROMAN, and now I can't wait. I can't wait to hear more about him. So what had happened was all the way back in we're going to Ohio for this. We're going to Ohio for this. And the original raid was in August of 2022. In August of 2022, police officers in Ohio, 4 deputies, 2 sergeants, and a detective filed a lawsuit against AFROMAN because what had happened was in August of 2022, they executed a search warrant on AFROMAN's home, and they pretty much destroyed his property. No arrest resulted from this alleged search warrant that they executed on his home, and the entire raid was caught on his surveillance cameras inside of his house. And what happens when I get trolled? What do I do? What do I do when I get trolled? You know exactly what I do. I make merch, right? Well, this is what AFROMAN did. Like, you can't even make this up. You cannot even make this up. He made merch. He made merch, and he made a video, and he wrote some songs about this invasion of his home. His name is Joseph Foreman. He used the images of these officers from his own home surveillance video to make merch, to put them in videos. Some of the videos went viral. And he did it to promote his band. And what happened was he was sued. He was sued by 7 of these law enforcement officers in Ohio. They want all of his profits, and they are saying that he used their likeness to profit from it. I don't know what is going on with this chat. It is like frozen. I'm watching it on my phone. I don't know what's going on. And the trial for this civil lawsuit started yesterday. And the clips that I have seen are wild. So, of course, we have to jump into it now. I don't think I'm going to be able to live stream it every day. And this chat's freaking me out because it's not working. But we're going to try and catch up on it and do all the things, because I feel like if we don't, it's going to be like missing out on the Cardi B trial. In the complaint, the officers, and they're all from a sheriff's department, objected to AFROMAN's use of their images for commercial purposes to promote his AFROMAN brand, claiming that he was using the images to sell products and promote his tours. And he did. And they blew up and they went viral and he got millions of views. The lawsuit, which I have in front of me, says that his actions had caused them to suffer humiliation, ridicule, mental distress, embarrassment, and loss of reputation, and listed several counts of unauthorized use of their personas and invasion of privacy. And they are seeking damages, including the profits that he made from all of this merch and all of these videos. And they also are looking for an injunction, a court injunction, to have him remove all of the materials. But what also had happened, they didn't find anything illegal in his house, and no charges resulted from this raid from August of 2022. Mr. Foreman, aka AFROMAN, is now 48 years old. Wait, I think, according to the New York Times article, which is from 2023. So he could be 51 years old by now, or 50. He wasn't home during the raid, but a security camera system and his wife, using her camera phone, recorded the faces and bodies of the officers while they were on the property. According to the lawsuit, the rapper used the footage from his own surveillance system in music videos and promotional material for his tours and his merch, including shirts imprinted with the faces of some of the officers. In an Instagram post, the filing said, according to the lawsuit, AFROMAN wore one of the shirts and thanked one of the officers for helping him get 5.4 million views on TikTok. Let's take a quick look at the lawsuit. He also wrote a song called Will You Help Me Repair My Door? Because you know what happens when the cops break down your door and they cause all kinds of damage from executing a search warrant. They're not responsible for the damages. And so he was looking for help to fix his door. Will you help me repair my door? In addition, he wrote a song called Lemon Pound Cake, and you're going to see some video, some surveillance video from one of the officers looking at his, I think it's his grandmother's famous lemon pound cake underneath a cake dome in the kitchen while they're executing this raid, and that inspired him to write a song called Lemon Pound Cake. Sounds like they're being babies. This is Robin J. Well, will this be successful in an Ohio civil court? We're going to see. Let's take a minute and look at the actual papers because, you know, that's what we do here. We're a legal-based channel. Was his mom's cake? It was his mom. It was his mom's lemon pound cake. Either way, I love it. All right, let's take a look at the actual lawsuit. Some of the charges, I mean, some of the counts have been dismissed, but we just have to jump right into it. We just have to jump right into it so that we can analyze it further. Here's the original lawsuit filed by these 7 officers against AFROMAN for his use of them in his merch. And listen, you better want what you wish for, right? Fair use issues here. There are First Amendment issues here. And we have a pacifier emoji. Kelsey needs a door too. Yeah. And we've got a boss baby emoji. We've got so many emojis that are going to be so apropos for this case. I just feel it. Okay. He did countersue. Oh, he did. He did countersue. But I think his counterclaims were thrown out. Another thing that we need to catch up on. The Lemon Pound Cake song is so good, says in Lemonade. All right, here you go. This is the original lawsuit that was filed by the 7 officers against AFROMAN all the way back in March of 2023. And remember, this goes back to a 2022 search warrant execution on his home in Ohio. And here are the plaintiffs. I hope we see them testify. Sean Cooley. Of course, there's got to be a Cooley in there. Anybody who's Italian knows what a Cooley is. Sean Cooley. Oh, there's 2 Coolies, 2 cheeks to the Cooley. There's Justin Cooley and Sean Cooley. Oh, I better be careful. They might sue me. If your stream is freezing, try and refresh your browser and come back in. Sean Cooley, Justin Cooley, Michael Estep, and Sean Grooms, Brian Newland, Lisa Phillips, and Randolph Walters Jr. These are all of the officers who sued Joseph Edgar Foreman, aka AFROMAN, and his various media companies. We're going to read some of the allegations because, quite frankly, they're funny. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 deputies with the Adams County Sheriff's Office, 2 sergeants with the Adams County Sheriff's Office, and 1 detective sergeant of the Adams County Sheriff's Office. And they're all suing AFROMAN. And let's see what their allegations are in the complaint. Factual background, according to the plaintiffs. AFROMAN is a creator, producer, and performer of music videos who is known by the stage and commercial name AFROMAN. Sorry, defendant Joseph Edgar Foreman. In addition to the music and music videos, Foreman markets and sells a variety of products under the trade name AFROMAN. These products include beer, marijuana, t-shirts, and other merchandise. I didn't know he had his own beer and marijuana lines. Good for him. Foreman sells his AFROMAN products online and at live events at which he performs. Next section is called Search of Defendant Foreman's Residence. On or about August 21st of 2022, law enforcement officials from the Adams County Sheriff's Office conducted a search of Foreman's Adams County residence. Again, this is in Ohio. The chat has been freezing all day on YouTube everywhere. Thank you, RN2 moms. It's not just me. Okay. Pursuant to a lawfully issued search warrant. Foreman was not present at the time of the search, but his wife was in the home, observed the search, and recorded portions of the search on her camera phone, including the faces and bodies of many of the law enforcement officers involved. Foreman's residence was equipped with several security video cameras, which also recorded many portions of the search, including the faces and bodies of many of the law enforcement officers involved. Next section is entitled, Foreman Creates Commercial Videos with Faces and Bodies of Plaintiffs. After the search was concluded, Foreman used portions of the recordings of the search from his wife's phone and his surveillance cameras to create music videos about the search. These music videos clearly portray the images, likeness, and distinctive appearances of many of the officers involved in the search, including those of all the plaintiffs. Foreman created dozens of videos and images of plaintiffs' personas and posted them on various social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram. Foreman has used and continues to use the videos and photos of the plaintiffs' personas for commercial purposes, to promote his AFROMAN brand, to sell products, to promote his music tours, and to make money from the use of plaintiffs' images on videos and other media. Following are only some of the many examples of the defendant's use of the personas of plaintiffs for commercial purposes. Buckle up, buttercups. A. Instagram post containing an image of Foreman wearing a shirt with an image of plaintiff Sean Cooley beside an image of Peter Griffin from Family Guy. The caption said, "Good morning, ladies. What up, fellas? Congratulations to police officer Pound Cake. Thank you for letting me get 5.4 million views. I'm sorry. Thank you for getting me 5.4 million hits on TikTok. I couldn't have done it without you, obviously. Congratulations again. You're famous for all the wrong reasons." As you can see, all my pound cake is gone. Officer Pound Cake confiscated my pound cake. He said something happened to his body camera on the way to the evidence room. LOL. What does this remind you of? Does this remind you of any of the other cases or any of the other defendants whose cases we're covering? I mean, it's a civil case, but it's parallel to Aiden Carney, aka Turtle Boy, in a lot of ways, right? He did some similar things on his website. B, Instagram post containing images of fans holding merchandise that contains images of Sean Cooley. Caption, lemon pound cake, all in caps. C, and when I try to link these Instagram posts, they're taken down. So I guess can't find them anymore. C, Instagram post in which Foreman confirms that this OGA for Froman is his official account. Post contains images of plaintiff Brian Newland, then advertises AFROMAN's new album. Okay. I mean, exactly. There's Scott McGinnis coming in with his thoughts, as always. I mean, coming into this blind, if the police entered his home on a fruitless warrant, it's AFROMAN's free speech rights to parody them, show images of them on his personal surveillance. My first take. Yeah. It's a civil lawsuit. D, Instagram post containing images of Foreman wearing a shirt with images of plaintiff Justin Cooley. Post promotes new album. Caption, what's your favorite song on Lemon Pound Cake so far? Also, what's your favorite line? E, Instagram post containing image of Foreman wearing merchandise and promoting merchandise with images of plaintiff Sean Cooley. Caption, I am pressing up merchandise for my up-and-coming Canada tour. Which Officer Pound Cake shirt do you like the most? The one to the left or to the right? Let me know so I invest my money in the more popular shirt. F, Instagram post containing images of merchandise. Some of the merchandise contains images of plaintiff Sean Cooley. Caption, quote, Canada, get ready for the most hunted to most wanted, the most blunted rapper in the world. For the first time, I will have brand new merchandise available on the month-long Canada tour. Bring your merchandise money. I will sign everything that is bought. T-shirts, $35. Hoodies, $70. Beanies, $30. G, Instagram post containing video of fans and defendant singing lemon pound cake while a fan wears merchandise that contains images of plaintiff Sean Cooley. H, interview on Vlad TV during which Foreman discusses the use of the search as material for songs. Okay, he's an artist. He's an artist, and much of art is derived from personal experiences, is it not? This is wild. Foreman admits to using images and clips from the search in videos and promotion. Foreman states that his "Will You Repair My Door" song went viral. Foreman states that his lemon pound cake clip went viral on TikTok. Foreman says, quote, "Everybody understood what I was talking about when I said lemon pound cake. That's the cop on the viral video. TikTok that was going through the house that wanted a slice of the lemon pound cake." Includes images of plaintiff Sean Cooley on the video. I, Instagram post that portrays Sheriff Sean Grooms next to an image of Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Caption, "Good morning, ladies. The hatchback of Adams County said to get my new album, Lemon Pound Cake, September 30th. And that was on Snapchat. J, Instagram post that portrays Judge Gabbert, the judge who signed the search warrant, next to an image of Droopy. Remember Droopy? Caption, "This is the judge that signed the warrant that said kidnapping. His name is Roy Droopy Gabbert. Vote him out before he signs a fictitious warrant, then send some overreacting, paranoid KK cops to your house, jeopardizing the lives of you and your family, stealing your money, and disconnecting your home video surveillance system. Vote out Judge Roy Droopy Gabbert. Then go get my new album, Lemon Pound Cake, September 30th on all platforms." K, Instagram post that portrays plaintiff Lisa Phillips next to an image of the Mona Lisa. Caption, "Good morning, ladies. Here she is. The condescending C word, Adams KKK County. Sheriff Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa to serve and disconnect your home." Then in parentheses it says to serve and disconnect your home video surveillance system so you won't have proof of the Adams County Sheriff Department stealing money and other things around your house, even possibly planting false kidnapping evidence. I used to speak to this lady when I dropped my kids off to school. I always wondered why she never spoke back, just looked at me with the same condescending C word look you see in the picture. I spoke to her again at the metal detector in the Adams County Courthouse. Her voice was 3 octaves lower than mine. LOL. Has anybody in Adams County verified her V word? Oh yeah, YouTube doesn't like that word, so just let me cross it off. We'll just say VJJ. If you haven't, you might hold please. If you haven't, you should, or she might whip out something bigger than yours. If this lady is your friend, I wouldn't leave her alone in my house. Or I'll put it this way: if you leave and your video system is messed up, when you get back, you know who did it. Why would a good cop want to disconnect a video security surveillance system? New album, Lemon Pound Cake, dropping September 30th. My name for this particular officer is Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa. What nickname did you come up with for her? I'm good, but I will admit yours might be better than mine. What you got? All right, I'm going to put a blanket a blanket trigger warning out there for language and for themes that may be more adultish. And this might not be the stream that you want your kids in the room for. Let's just put it that way. L, YouTube videos depicting most or all of the officers involved in the search set to music and used by Foreman to promote his brand and sell his products. Defendant Foreman created many other videos posted on various social media platforms that use the personas of each of the plaintiffs for commercial purposes. That is to promote his live performances, his music, his other merch, and his AFROMAN band. They're saying these officers are saying he did not ask their permission to do so. They did not authorize him using their likenesses. And so everyone's saying, Nicole's already like, this is 100% way more fun than Corey Richins. And so They didn't authorize it. It was willful, wanton, malicious, and done with conscious or reckless disregard for the rights of the plaintiffs. And therefore, as a result of AFROMAN's actions, the plaintiffs have been subjected to ridicule, even in the further performance of their official duties, by members of the public who have seen some of the defendants' above described postings. In some instances, it has made it more difficult and even more dangerous for plaintiffs to carry out their duties because of comments made and attitudes expressed by them toward them by members of the public. Also, plaintiffs have been, as a result of other of the things that AFROMAN did, clutch your pearls, everyone. Plaintiffs have been subjected to threats, including death threats, by anonymous members of the public who have seen some of the defendants' above described postings. As a result of defendants' actions, plaintiffs have suffered damages, including, here's what they want, all profits. Right? I need my red pen. All profits of everything derived from and attributable to the defendant's unauthorized use of plaintiff's personas, and they've suffered humiliation, ridicule, mental distress, embarrassment, and loss of reputation. And we also we're gonna suffer some additional and future damages. And count one is unauthorized use of an individual's persona. Once again, they are looking for all profits and injunctive relief. Invasion of privacy is count two. Invasion of privacy, false light publicity is count three. That defendant made statements that were false and that he knew to be false on social media postings and elsewhere, and which portrayed the plaintiffs in a false light, subjecting them to undue ridicule, embarrassment, and mental distress and danger. Count five, they want injunctive relief. They want all this stuff taken down. They want it all taken down. Because these untrue and demeaning depictions of them are embarrassing, subjecting them to mental distress and other things. And they go on to say that unless AFROMAN is restrained, the plaintiffs will suffer irreparable injury to their reputations, their mental health, and their legally protected rights as defendants continue to willfully and maliciously violate those rights. So it's not just, they're not just suing him individually, AFROMAN, but also his companies, his media companies. And so they want him to be enjoined permanently from saying anything else about them or using their picture anywhere. And here's what they want. On count one, damages in excess of $25,000 in the amount of profits made by defendants by the unauthorized use of plaintiffs' personas, or in the alternative for monetary damages as provided by statute. And they also want punitive damages, attorney's fees, costs, and expenses of litigation, and for a permanent injunction prohibiting him from blogging or talking about them ever again in the history of time. Count two, same kind of damages they're looking for here. Count three, yep, all the profits made for invasion of privacy. And that's what they're looking for. XOXO, Robert Klinger, because of course he's a Klinger. He's a stage 5 Klinger, Cincinnati, Ohio. That's their lawyer. And can you make him stop posting about me, Melissa? I mean, this is like, this couldn't be at a more perfect time, right? Let me go one more time to the New York Times article because there was a little bit more information in there about what exactly this search warrant, what they were looking for. That was, you know what? And within 30 minutes, that was a pretty good summary of the case. What do you think? I think I did a pretty bang up job. Let's take a look. Where did you go? New York Times article. The original warrant. Okay, so they raided his house in August of 2022. I think it was for S trafficking. And he's claiming that they also stole money from him. Kidnapping and drug trafficking were the reasons for the warrant. They didn't find anything illegal in the house, and no charges resulted from it. So I feel like we need to start covering this at least. So let's go to court in Ohio. What do you say? Clinging to hope. Well done with a K. Clinging to hope. The trial only started yesterday, and so we're not very far behind, but let's take a look at the openings. I'm not sure what we're going to get here. I did watch a little tiny bit about it, a little tiny bit of it. There may be some language in here that you may find offensive, and you may not want your kids in the room. So let's get into it. Let's just first, before we do that, let's look at one video from a local channel, because I love the local channels because they're very invested in these things. This is from Fox 19 in Cincinnati, and this is a little bit about. This was 12 days ago, and it says rapper AFROMAN says he's talking about the lawsuit, and I guess prior to trial, and his outfit is fire. Take a look.
This outfit represents the freedom of speech.
New tonight, rapper AFROMAN is speaking out ahead of his trial this month.
This suit just made me smile. He is being sued by Adams County Sheriff's deputies for using a video of them raiding his home in 2022 in one of his music videos.
AFROMAN filed his own counterclaims against the officers, but a judge recently dismissed those claims without a hearing.
In an interview you'll only see right here on Fox 19 now, Alexis Martin sat down with AFROMAN to talk about the raid, the lawsuit, why it was thrown out, and what happens next.
This all started in August of 2022 when Adams County deputies raided the.
And if you can come to your screen safely, because I know many of you are rage cleaning or crocheting while you're listening to me and not watching, but if you can come to your screen right now, you're going to get a little taste of the actual surveillance video in the background of this piece from Fox 19. Ready, set, go.
This all started in August of 2022 when Adams County deputies raided the rapper's home, causing significant damage. AFROMAN says he turned that experience into music, using his own security footage from the raid in a music video to help pay for the repairs.
They were just counting a whole bunch of money in that surveillance video. Check it out. $4,390, apparently. I think he's saying they stole money from him, too. Can we get Turtle Boy that suit? Martine, I will allow it. That would be great, wouldn't it? I think he would rock it also. I really do think that Aiden could rock that suit.
His own security footage from the raid in a music video to help pay for the repairs. Now he says the lawsuit against him isn't just about the money. He believes it's a violation of his freedom of speech.
I should have freedom of speech. I should be allowed to sing about my life. And police officers that violate my home, steal my money, should not be allowed to sue me.
In August of 2022, Adams County deputies raided the home of Joseph Foreman, better known as the rapper AFROMAN. They had a search warrant tied to an investigation into possible drugs and kidnapping victims.
They didn't charge me for any crimes. They didn't find no large amounts of marijuana or whatever narcotic they were saying. They didn't find any kidnapping victims.
AFROMAN was never charged.
You got to see his glasses come back, because his glasses also have the American flag on it. Okay, this is the plot twist I was not expecting for 2026, is AFROMAN being the face of the First Amendment, and I'm here for every minute of it. I'm here for every minute of it. Listen, you can't sue the cops, right, for damaging your house or destroying your house during the execution of a search warrant, because, you know, they have immunity. But imagine they could turn around and sue you. They could sue you for using your own surveillance footage to talk about the reality of what happened in your house that day. Okay. They should be embarrassed. And this is like the Streisand effect, right? Now it's drawing more people to watch AFROMAN's videos and listen to his music. And now more people are going to know who they are because of this trial, because the world is watching.
Narcotic, they were saying. They didn't find any kidnapping victims.
AFROMAN was never charged with a crime after the raid. Deputies seized thousands of dollars in cash that was later returned, but AFROMAN says about $400 was never recovered. The raid also left damage throughout his home, and he says the department told him it was not responsible for paying for the repairs.
The guy started laughing and waddling his head. He goes, "We're not required to do that." And
again, you got to come look at your screen because he's a character. Guy's waddling his head. Look, they're in his closets. And listen, I don't know if they had probable cause for the warrant or not, but you have to admit this is content, right? You're an artist. This is content. No charges were brought against him. The trial's only making it worse, right? Okay, watch this. You're gonna just come and watch his facial expressions and his head wagging.
It was not responsible for paying for the repairs.
the guy started laughing and waddling his head. He goes, "We're not required to do that." And they were unapologetic.
AFROMAN used his own security footage from the raids in a music video to make money to pay for the damages sustained to his home.
I got freedom of speech, and then I used my personal life to write my music. I was going to clean my room, but then I got, "Will you help me repair my gate? Will you help me repair my door?" I'm singing about what actually happened to me.
Deputies who appear in the video are now suing the rapper for the damages caused by their faces being in the videos.
Hey, we raid your house, we steal your money, we disconnect your cameras. Now we need to sue you for saying something about it.
AFROMAN filed a countersuit for the damages to his home, and Judge Jonathan Hines dismissed those charges in February.
They dismissed all of my claims with the click of a mouse in some little office somewhere without a hearing.
AFROMAN believes this lawsuit violates his free speech rights as an American and as a working artist in the United States.
As a working rapper that raps for a living and pays taxes to America with rap money, I need raw materials. Raw materials is my life experiences.
I reached out to the judge about the dismissal as well as the attorney for the deputies and the Adams County Sheriff's Office. So far, we have not received a response to AFROMAN's claims. The trial in the deputies' lawsuit is set to begin March 16th. Reporting in studio, I'm Alexis Martin, Fox 19 Now.
And begin it did because we're here for
privacy for officers involved in a raid. At the center of it, rapper Afro.
Why was I there? And then it started.
Oops. All right, hang on. It began yesterday. And let's go back to the beginning. The feed doesn't begin until this is Mr. Prosecutor. I think he's already started a little bit. This judge kind of already getting on my nerves. On the based only on the little bit that I saw. Okay. Are you ready for it? Let's go. Opening statements from yesterday. In the case of Cooley, I think Cooley was the first name plaintiff, right? Cooley versus AFROMAN. Or let's just call them, I don't know. I'll think of something. My head's a little. It rolled across the Long Island Sound based on some other things this morning. Here we go. Opening statements in the all the officers versus AFROMAN. Unfortunately, I don't know why there's no captions on this video, but oh wait, I think we can get them now. Yes, we can. Because a day has gone by. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Ohio.
All of these posts, Mr. Foreman knew they were under.
Okay, let's do a volume check. It's only coming into one of my earbuds. So if I am way louder, I can boost it for you. Just let me know what you think. Good. Sound check. 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. All right. I guess it's so far so good. The crib defendants. Well, these are the plaintiffs. So the cops are the plaintiffs and AFROMAN is the defendant because, check one. I was going to go to court, but then I got high. Check one. All right. Volume's good for you. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
All of these posts, Mr. Foreman knew they were untrue. And that's the actual malice that you heard about. He doesn't have to hate people. He doesn't have to anything else. If he knows they weren't true, that's actual malice. For public officials, he can't do that, and he did. Now, these deputies asked the defendant years ago to stop these posts, to take them down. He didn't. He ramped them up. Freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Worse and worse. You'll see what they are before the trial's over. Now, I'm going to ask you to come back with me to the summer of 2022. Adams County, here in West Union, here in this courthouse, the sheriff's office downstairs. There's a group of deputy sheriffs, several of them. A lot of them were raised here in Adams County, lived almost all their lives here. A lot of them have had their whole law enforcement careers here in Adams County. Some of them left Adams County for a while, but came back home here to be with the people that they know and know them. Some of them could have gone to the city, to Cincinnati or Columbus or somewhere else and made more money, but they stayed here in Adams County to be law enforcement officers, deputy sheriffs. They have wives, spouses, husbands, children, go to Adams County schools. This is where their lives are. 7 of those deputy sheriffs are here today. There's Randy Walters there on the left, Mike Estep beside him, Lisa Phillips beside him, Sean Grooms beside him, Justin.
But they're not embarrassed to come into court in Adams County, Ohio, and show their faces on what is now, because of this audience, worldwide television. If you're watching from outside the United States, please raise your hand and let us know where you're watching from. Okay, hold on, because they were so embarrassed that they didn't want anybody seeing their faces, and yet here they are in the courtroom, and now their own attorney is pointing out their faces. Here we go.
There's Randy Walters there on the left, Mike Estep beside him, Lisa Phillips beside him, Sean Grooms beside him, Justin Cooley beside him, Detective Brian Newland beside him, and Sean Cooley, Justin's father, beside him. What brought them together was some information that Brian Newland came across in the summer of 2022. Some information that caused him to have to do something. So he typed up a search warrant and he took it to a local judge. The local judge looked at it, approved it, signed the search warrant, and Detective Newland started gathering deputy sheriffs to help execute this search warrant. And it was a search of defendant Foreman's property out on Russellville Road here in Adams County. Detective Newland will tell you that any search like this is potentially dangerous. So you like to have as many people as you can. The deputies had guns, of course. A couple of them had rifles, which is normal protocol in a situation like this. And there were about 10 of them altogether who were gathered to execute this search warrant in August of 2022. And these 7 were some of those deputies. The evidence is going to show that they approached, well, the evidence will show, first of all, none of these
Art Nixie pointing out that he just read the search warrant affidavit and a confidential informant said he kept women hostage in the basement. In parens, there was no basement.
Deputies had any idea when they woke up that morning that they were going to be executing a search warrant. None of them had any idea that by doing their duties that day, their lives would be turned upside down. That evening, they approached the premises, spread out the way they had it planned. They knocked on the door, no answer. Tried the doors were locked, doors were secured. They ended up gaining entry with a battering ram, had to knock the door down. Again, that's procedure that happens in executing warrants when that's the way you need to get in. Nobody was home. Nobody was home. Mr. Foreman wasn't home. He was away in Chicago doing a show. The deputies searched the house. They found a small amount of marijuana. They found a significant amount of cash. They seized the marijuana. They seized the cash. That's what they do. And that was pretty much it. No evidence of a major crime was found. And so what happened was, after a while, the local sheriff ordered that decided there's not going to be any charges filed here. And so he ordered the cash to be returned. It was over $4,000 total cash found in some of Mr. Foreman's clothing and another place in his house.
I'm sorry, were they looking in his clothing for a kidnapping victim? Like Polly Pocket? Curious.
Shortly after the cash was returned to Mr. Foreman, he began claiming on the internet and every place he could that the sheriff's deputies had stolen $400 from his money, hadn't returned it. You're going to hear the evidence about that, and we're going to demonstrate to you that that's not true and that he knew it wasn't true. There was an independent investigation done by Claremont County, but that didn't keep him from continuing to declare that Brian Newland in particular and the rest of these deputies are thieves. Okay, that's just
You're dealing with the wrong crowd now because this chat has seen independent investigations happen.
the beginning of it. Then he went beyond calling these deputies thieves. As I've indicated to you, he called Brian Newland a pedophile. Not called him, he posted it, published it all over the internet in various posts. He found a photo of Detective Newland from a Shop with a Cop event that Mr. Newland attended with little kids, disadvantaged kids in the community, Shop with a Cop, get them to know law enforcement. Mr. Foreman found a photo of Brian Newland holding one of these children that he worked with. And Mr. Foreman blocked out the face and put a smiley face on it and posted this picture of Brian Newland, and it says, Brian Newland is a pedophile. Watch your kids around this man. He likes to fondle little boys' testicles. Posted it all over the internet, not once, not twice, many, many times, seen thousands of times.
Sir, have you looked at Twitter lately? Have you looked at, well, they're now calling it X, I hear, but Twitter lately? Have you seen the insanity that goes on over there with the doxing and the posting of people's photographs? And I mean, if everybody could sue everybody for that, then what the crazy thing about Twitter is that people do it under fake names or pseudonyms. But here, AFROMAN, the defendant, used his real name. A little bit different, but we see this every single day. Every single day.
By people. People in the community started making comments to Detective Newland. His daughter came home from school crying because some kids had called their dad a pedophile. He used to coach cross-country teams. Some of the kids on his cross-country team started calling him a thief and a pedophile. He'll testify, he'll tell you that his daughters used to have kids over all the time. They like to hang out at his house and do things. After all this started, that stopped happening.
No, it's not good. It's not good. And it may be over the line. And I want to see what evidence comes in about it. But what I'm saying is, this is my warning to people out there on the internet who do this on a regular basis. And you've seen it. And I know you have. All the time. Could be fair warning, right? They accused him of holding a woman in the basement, and I hear there is no basement.
That his daughters used to have kids over all the time. They like to hang out at his house and do things. After all this started, that stopped happening. Like kids didn't come over. Finally, Detective Newland felt like he couldn't continue to work in Adams County anymore. Adams County was his dream job. He started here as a deputy, worked his way up to detective. This is where he wanted to spend his career, but things soured out. He couldn't stand working here anymore. He resigned his job from the Adams County Sheriff's Department and went to Cincinnati and now works for the Norwood Police Department. He commutes, drives every day because he felt like he can't work here anymore. Now, Mr. Foreman, as I indicated a moment ago, saved his most severe attacks for Lisa Phillips. Lisa Phillips worked as a resource officer in the Adams County schools for 18 years. She used to greet the children, including Mr. Foreman's children, when they were dropped off at school in the morning. Said hello to them, made them feel welcome. Mr. Foreman posted that Lisa Phillips likes to have sex with other women. He used other words. She ate my ex-wife just like pizza.
Beep.
Pussy, pussy, pussy,
Beep.
eating, blah, 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 over and over, thousands of times on the internet. People saw it, people laughed, people from out of state, but people here in Adams County would sometimes yell at her when they saw her. Hey, Lisa Lickumlow Phillips, that was his nickname for her. Over and over. This has been going on for like almost 3 years now, folks. And it's taken a heavy toll on her. Her child came home from school crying, saying, because the kids were saying, did your mom have a sex change? Because of what they saw that he had posted. We asked him to stop. He doubled down.
I don't know where this,
Thank you, Judge.
I don't know where these things were posted, but why were the children having access to these things? Okay, let's keep going.
She's out on call doing her duty. Someone yells at her, hey, Lisa Lickumlow calls her a thief. She's had to miss days of work because of the emotional upset. Her doctor has her on medication. Because of this, because of lies. Just Friday, on the eve of trial, he published the most egregious thing you can imagine. I don't know if any of you have seen it. I think you will in this trial. It's basically pornography about Lisa Phillips. Mr. Foreman also targeted Deputy Randy Walters for special treatment. In several videos seen by thousands of people, Mr. Foreman declares, I used to fuck his wife. I used to fuck his wife doggy style. His kids, his daughter came home.
Yeah, maybe, take the kids out of the room. Maybe put your earbuds in, parents, or anyone who's at work right now.
Upset because the kids at school were saying, hey, is AFROMAN your father? We asked him to stop. He didn't. He's still published. There's new videos today coming out. In your face, I'm going to do what I want. Justin Cooley was targeted by Mr. Foreman as a thief. Sean Cooley, Mike Easton, and Sean Grooms all suffered by being called a thief. They're sheriffs. They go to people's houses to do things. Hey, you're going to steal my money too? Their reputations have been damaged. It's harder for them to do their jobs. You'll hear all the evidence. That's what this case is about in terms of the facts. At the end of the case, you'll have to decide if Mr. Foreman should be held responsible for what he's done. That's what the case is about. Should he be held responsible? I indicated during our jury selection process the kind of damages we're going to be asking for, the non-economic, the value damages. You'll hear all the evidence. You'll have to decide, how bad was this? I think you're going to decide it wasn't just a little minor, said something bad about you. It was about as bad as you can imagine for these deputies. Reputation, pain and suffering, humiliation, personal embarrassment, loss of reputation, all that stuff. You're going to have to put a value on it. And I will tell you this, as I said earlier, I'll try to help give some guidance. You can reject it or not. because it's your choice. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be asking you for a number for all these people that is in the 7 figures. That's how serious we take this. And there's also a punitive damages element that may go to you depending on what the judge decides. And that's going to be another decision you'll have to make based on how bad you think this is and what this conduct deserves that's been done to these people. At the end of the day, it's about what's legal, what's moral, what needs to be done to make up in some way for what's been done to these deputies that have spent their careers defending this community and living in this community. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, up comes the defense attorney. 7 figures. He's going to look for an excess of 7 figures.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is David Osborne, Jr. I represent Joseph Foreman. He does go by the stage name AFROMAN. And I want to thank you for your service today. This is not going to be an easy case. This is going to take a week of dedication of you to go through. Not an easy thing to ask, but something that we appreciate you are willing to do. This case is about the freedom of speech protections contained within the First Amendment of the United States and the Ohio Constitution. It is about an American citizen's right to make public comments about the actions of public officials, actions that took place in his own home, actions that took place within his home were part of his artistic, creative expressions. And Americans maintain a right to criticize, to mock public officials. And that includes law.
If you're not looking at your screen, he's got an American flag tie on and a long beard. And he's a believer in the First Amendment. Let's go back. Is it too fast for you guys? I've got it on 1 1/4. Good.
Officials, actions that took place in his own home, actions that took place within his home were part of his artistic, creative expressions. And Americans maintain a right to criticize, to mock public officials. And that includes law enforcement officers. On August 21st of 2022, Detective Brian Newland drafted a search warrant. That search warrant was based upon an interview conducted with a confidential informant. That confidential informant gave Mr. Newland information. He put it in a search warrant, and then he went and he saw Judge Roy Gabbard, and Roy signed it. From there, they went to execute that very same day. Officers from the Adams County Sheriff's Office, 7 of the 10, descended upon Mr. Foreman's residence with a hastily prepared search warrant. For a man who's famous for a song that said, "I got high," the amount of force used was excessive, to say the least. After all, based on the song, a bag of Doritos would have been enough to take him out. But they deemed it necessary to not only go to his residence with assault rifles, body armor, and even a riot shield to execute their search warrant. And all that led to a destructive search of Mr. Foreman's residence. Deputies searched Mr. Foreman's home, every one of his outbuildings, behind the couch, under the hood of a car. And you know what they found? A couple little joints, which, let's face it, because I got high, that was expected. And then they found cash, his cash, not theirs, his. They seized all that. It was cataloged, returned to the office by Brian Newland. Newland then does what's required by law. After you search, you have to return a thing to the court that says every single thing you seized, a return on your search warrant to tell the court what you took. In that, he puts a number for the amount of cash that was there. Now, Mr. Foreman, well, let me back up because there's something I forgot during the search. For a search for marijuana, or whatever was in the search warrant, we'll introduce that later, they disconnected his security camera system. He has a security camera system in the house. He's had break-ins before. Most Americans, he has a security camera system. Yet in the middle of their search, they disconnect it. They say it's going to be because they want to take it for evidence. But you know where that evidence ended up? On the couch over there. Just disconnect it and leave it there.
Brandy, you win. Cooley and the gang, she says we should call the plaintiffs, but because there's more than one Cooley as a plaintiff, we're going to call them Coolies and the gang. Rock on, my friends. Rock on.
Now, what precipitated next is the primary focus of the lawsuit. Mr. Foreman did what he's done through his entire career. He took his life experiences and turned them into music, social commentary, and artistic expression. After all, one only need to look at the song Because I Got High. The lyrics are there. I was going to clean my room because I got high. He was rapping about his life then, and his posts are talking about his life and his experiences. During the search of Mr. Foreman's home, deputies' actions during the search was captured in two places. One, the security system of Mr. Foreman. Joe's security system was active until they cut it. You also have body camera footage. Now, we don't have body camera footage for all 10. Not everybody was wearing body camera, but the officers that did, there is body cam footage. And he used this footage from both those locations to make his music videos. He posted them on social media like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok. The plaintiffs decided they did not like what Joe had to say about him, or how they portrayed him, or how he used the footage of their behavior as their job as law enforcement officers, as public officials. Their response was to sue him in order to silence his freedom of speech, threaten his livelihood. After all, have you ever heard of a law enforcement officer suing a person for making a social commentary on them?
Nope.
Or have you ever heard of an officer suing anybody because someone said they didn't like what they had to say?
Nope.
Officers deal with it all the time. I dealt with it during my election. You don't sue people. You respect the freedom of this country and move on. Because, let's face it, if we don't have freedom of speech, what else is there? 250 years ago, the founders of this great country wanted to limit the government's involvement and what government officials had power over to say. And that's why we have the freedom of speech we have today. Before we get to the evidence, I want you to understand this case started with a number of claims. Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there. Do not go there.
Ooh, our first look at the judge. So those of you who have been following this, is this Judge Jonathan Hines? Judge Jonathan Hines, I believe this is. We heard about him in the little news piece that we watched earlier. And the defense attorney wants the jury to know about some other claims that were dismissed, his counterclaims. And the judge looks at him and says, do not go there. Do not go there. I feel like we're watching a movie. And so for that excellent line, the first line, the opener from the judge, I'm going to put it on real speed to give it the full effect. And just rewind it a tad. It didn't require an objection. It just required the judge saying, do not go there. I love when they go back 250 years because that's important. Okay, here we go.
And what government officials had power over to say. And that's why we have the freedom of speech we have today. Before we get to the evidence, I want you to understand this case started with a number of claims. Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there. Do not go there. You know, and I know the jury doesn't need to know what's not there. I'm not hiding the ball. Please filter out like you should. I gave you instructions, and you don't need to get distracted about what's not in front of you. Mr. Klingler talked about punitive damages. Maybe, but you don't need to know that because we're not there. I'll tell you that if you need to know it later. There's a lot of things this case is not about. So he doesn't get to talk about what it's not about. It's only what it is about. Go ahead.
He didn't just say that in front of the jury. He said that to the jury. He's looking at the jury and telling them that, and already showing his disdain for the defense attorney already. Thank you, Nancy.
Forgive me. I have to readjust my opening slightly.
Oh, I love him. He's so theatrical. He made a big show of picking up his pen and doing it just loud enough in the microphone so that we could see him crossing off parts of his opening now because he's been spanked already by Judge Hines. Thank you, Gigi, for gifting 5 memberships. And Mark, thank you for gifting a membership. You guys are awesome. And Gigi gifted 10 memberships altogether. Thank you so much. Watch that again. Very theatrical.
Forgive me. I have to readjust. Forgive me. I have to readjust my opening slightly. It should be noted that public officials, such as these gentlemen and Ms. Phillips over here, are held to a higher standard than an ordinary person. They're public officials. They are expected to be criticized and mocked. The evidence will indicate that Mr. Foreman created songs with titles like "Will You Repair My Door?" "Lemon Pound Cake." These songs went viral, yes. People connected with the message and understood what Joe was trying to say. The videos and songs resonated with the public because they addressed something that people care deeply about as Americans, and that is how law enforcement officers conduct themselves. Joe also made statements on social media about the search and the officers involved. Some of these statements were openly critical and expressed Joe's opinions about what happened. Statements about missing money. And he used some strong language, some exaggerated language. We call it hyperbolic language, to present his message and his opinion. But all these statements were a matter of public concern as well as statements about his personal opinions. The experience of law enforcement officers executing a destructive search warrant is well beyond question, as it is a matter of public concern. The plaintiffs are going to point to specific statements that Joe made. They're going to claim these statements are defamatory. They are going to attempt to remove them from their context. Statements aren't in a vacuum. There's context. If you get called a name, if my wife yells at me, there's probably context to it. That context is what we're going to show you. Because if you look at those statements in isolation and simply ignore the conduct that sparked them, you can't understand really what was going on. You'll be asked to forget much of that context of the statements. At least not the, I should say the least of it is that the plaintiffs are public officials and the public has a right to criticize them. The evidence will show that Mr. Foreman's statements fall into 3 categories. The first, many of these statements are his opinions. Opinions are not assertions of fact. They are Joe's subjective views about his encounter with these public officials and the execution of their duties. The First Amendment protects the right to express those opinions, even if they're harsh, even if they're mean, even if the person who is the subject of them hates them. They are protected. Second, many of the statements are exaggerated, rhetorical exaggeration, as you might expect from a musician. After all, if you didn't have Because You Got High, if I said I just didn't want to clean my room, no one would have bought that song. You have to exaggerate something. You'll see he used colorful language, sarcasm, and satire. No reasonable person would have understood these statements to be literal assertions of fact. For example, Mr. Foreman created nicknames and made comparisons to cartoon characters. No reasonable person would understand those as a literal assertion of fact. That is a rhetorical satire flourish that has always been part of our social and political commentary in this country. After all, pick up the newspaper, you're going to see a political cartoon making fun of somebody. Watch Saturday Night Live. They make fun of people all the time. They even made fun of Joe. It just happens. It's part of our freedom of speech and also Mr. Foreman's artistic expression.
It's throwing me off when he calls him Joe, because Joe is AFROMAN. All right, so you know his name is Joe Foreman, aka AFROMAN.
The third is the extent that any of the statements assert facts. They relate to matters of public concern. matters of public concern are exempted. These statements address how the search was conducted, what actions were taken, and how Mr. Foreman experienced this as a homeowner with these people executing their hasty search warrant. Indeed, the public's concern for such issues is reflected in the viral response that his content got. The plaintiffs bear the burden of proof in this matter, not Joe. They must carry the day. They must prove every element of their claim. Looking at the invasion of privacy due to false light, it's one of the claims that they're claiming. The plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman portrayed them in a false light that would be highly offensive to a reasonable person. The evidence will show that he did not. He used real actual footage of them performing their duties, stuff in the public domain. Joe's statements were based entirely on his personal experience and within his county of residence, which that is something I do want to clear up. Mr. Foreman lives in Adams County, not Hamilton County. Mr. Klingler was wrong about that. So he is a resident of this county. Regarding the defamation claim, plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman made false statements of fact, not his opinions. That's very important because we all have opinions as Americans. It's one of the great things about this country is we can share our opinions whether we like them or not. Whether they like them or not, they can hear my opinions. But they must prove those statements were not opinions because public officials, they must prove that Joe acted with actual malice rather than just simply exercising his First Amendment right. The evidence will show they cannot meet this burden. Plaintiffs claim that Joe portrayed them in a false light, but evidence will show Joe used direct footage from the security cameras. We can see what they did. They executed the search warrant. It's all on camera. There's nothing false about showing them that way. There's nothing false about Mr. Foreman having opinions about how they did and them. However, when they executed that search warrant, that became a matter of public scrutiny. People could watch it. People could see what was done and form their own opinions. And they can share those opinions. And he has a right to create artistic expression based on those opinions, based on that content. The plaintiffs, it goes without saying that they don't like what Mr. Foreman said about him. But they don't have to. That's part of our right in this country. They don't like his commentary. They don't like his art. But the First Amendment does not protect speech that we like. It protects all speech within it. It protects commentary, criticism, especially on occasions such as this. It protects speech that I would not like. Speech I've suffered. It protects it. You may not like the speech you hear, but it's protected. Throughout this trial, you'll hear testimony and see evidence that demonstrates several key points. You will see the actual videos and social media posts Mr. Foreman created. You'll be able to judge for yourselves whether they are false, whether they're his opinions, whether they're artistic expression that is all protected. It's about the right to comment on, criticize public officials without fear of retribution, without fear of getting sued. It is about the right to create artistic expressions that are matters of public concern. The plaintiffs are law enforcement officers. They perform a cardinal public function. But with that public role comes public accountability. It also comes a certain standard that you have to understand. And as public officials, they can be criticized. They may not like it, but it's allowed. Plaintiffs have the burden of proving their claims. The evidence will show they cannot meet that burden. The evidence will show that Joe's videos, posts, and commentary were artistic expression for matters of legitimate public concern, his opinions on the law enforcement officers, and how they were performing their duties. If the plaintiffs prevail in this case, what message will that send to this country if they prevail? It sends the message that if you criticize law enforcement, if you comment on how they conduct themselves, if you mock them, If you create art with them in it, they can sue you. That's not the America we live in. That's not why we have a Constitution and the First Amendment. That's not why the First Amendment is in the Constitution of the state of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, upon the examination of the evidence at the end of this trial, I'm confident you'll conclude that Joe did nothing wrong. While the plaintiffs are unhappy, upset with what was said, he exercised a right he had, a right that every American has. He commented on matters of public concern. He created art. He did what any stand-up citizen would do. He made his voice heard to the people. At the end of this trial, I'm going to ask you to return a verdict in favor of Mr. Foreman on every one of their claims. I'll ask that you vindicate his First Amendment rights. And I'll ask that you send a message to the American people that you can criticize public officials and that we are not living in a dictatorship where if you don't like what is said, you just sue someone to shut them up. Thank you.
All right.
I think I was going to start calling witnesses, but I want to tell you what this case is not.
Oh, he's going to insert himself right away. I can't seem to find his name, but you said this is Judge Hine. I thought they said Hines. And he doesn't have a nameplate like most judges have. He's going to tell us, he's now going to tell the jury what the case is not. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, this case is not going to be an analysis of why the magistrate issued a search warrant or what the facts were leading to the search warrant or the backstory of the warrant. That's the subject for criminal cases. So the fact that there's a search warrant is what this case is about, not the backstory of it. So you're talking about criticism of the why and the whole deal. That's not relevant testimony. We're living with there was a search warrant, nothing backstory. In this case, it's not about excessive force in entering. The court's already determined as a matter of law that it was not excessive. You'll see testimony of damage.
Oh, he just did the air quotes. He just did the air quotes. Look. The force was not excessive. The warrant was good. We're not deciding any of that. And that's true. It's true. They're deciding whether or not what AFROMAN did is protected speech or not.
In this case, it's not about excessive force in entering. The court's already determined as a matter of law that it was not excessive. You'll see testimony of damage. But that's a legal standard about whether it's more than customary or expected in the realm of a search warrant. Search warrants are lawful forced entry. So you won't get, was that too much force? That's outside the realm of testimony. And I call these thirdly. This is not about vindication of the defendant or messaging to the public. That's things that happen from the political branches of government, the legislature, or the executive offices. Messaging is not what you're concerned with. It's the message the jury's sending. You're not messaging. It's all about how these facts affect these people. So when these little distractions and diversions come at you, I'm going to try to continue to narrow and keep you focused, not on the distractions, but on the issues and the law. Otherwise, you're going to ask later on, why did the judge give us instructions on messaging? Because that's not how this comes out. So I'll do this periodically along the way when things start.
So I'll do this periodically along the way when things start going, off the rails and you don't like what the attorneys are saying. Is Becky Hill your court clerk? It feels off. It feels off. You know why? Because the cameras are on and the world is watching. but he's going to teach them the law and he wants to guide them, I feel, in a certain direction. And I think what his job is supposed to be is to shut the attorneys down if they start going there. And opening statements are not evidence. We all know that because we watch a lot of trials. Opening statements are not evidence. Okay. Go on, Judge Jonathan Hine. Nobody's coughing yet, right?
Going astray. Ready to go, Mr. Klingler?
Yes, sir.
Please. Because that's not how this comes out. So I'll do this periodically along the way when things start going astray. Ready to go, Mr. Klingler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tee it up.
Plaintiff calls Detective Brian Newland.
Okay. I thought he said Ryan, but if it's Brian Newland, he is one of the plaintiffs. Okay. He is one of the plaintiffs. And I also thought that the plaintiff's attorney's name was Klinger, but I thought that the judge just called him Klingler. Hold on, because now I got to go back. Oh, it is. It's Klingler. All right.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
I do.
Thank you. You can be seated.
Except you're a public official, we won't expect to have your private residence address. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
My name is Brian Newland.
And Mr. Newland, where do you live? No street address, just generally.
I live in Adams County, Ohio.
And how long have you lived in Adams County?
From 1995 to 2010, and then from 2015 to current.
What were you doing between 2010 and 2015?
I was in the United States Army.
Honorable discharge?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I try so hard to hold back. But if I say, sir, detective, step away from the helium tank, do you think that he will sue me too? I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Police officer.
And when did you start in law enforcement?
I originally started in law enforcement in 2014
And what position was that?
as a deputy sheriff
Where?
at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
And then how long were you a deputy in the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
The Adams County Sheriff's Office was my first full-time job in law enforcement, and that was from 2014 until 2023.
All right. And why did you become a deputy sheriff?
After I got out of the military, I just wanted a job that I thought would be exciting, something different. So I chose law enforcement.
Do you have family here in Adams County?
Yes.
Can you tell us who?
All my family's here. My kids, my grandparents, my mom, my brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles.
Did your children go to school in Adams County, or do they?
Yes.
You were involved in the execution of a search warrant back in August of 2022.
Yes, I was.
And I want to take you back to the night of August 21st, 2022. Were you part of a team that searched Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes.
What was your role in obtaining that warrant?
I prepared the search warrant based off information I was provided, and then I met with the judge and the prosecutor at the time prior to serving the search warrant.
And was a warrant approved?
Yes.
Can you tell us where what the subject of the search was? The property of the search.
It was the residence of Mr. Foreman. I believe the address is 1699 Russellville Road.
Okay, that's here at Adams County, correct?
Yes.
Now, were
Oh, sorry if this is true. Coffee Tar, if he is hearing impaired, then I apologize for my snarky comment. And also, I just want to tell you guys in the chat, just be careful what you say about these plaintiffs because they're litigious. I'm just saying. Guide your accents accordingly. They're litigious.
The other plaintiffs here in the courtroom, were they also deputy sheriffs or part-time deputy sheriffs that participated in that search?
Yes, they were.
And was Mr. Foreman at home during the search?
No.
Were Mr. Foreman's children present during the warrant execution?
No.
Was anyone present other than you and your fellow officers?
At the time of arrival, no.
Was anything seized or taken from Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes, there was some money and a small amount of marijuana and some miscellaneous drug paraphernalia.
Why was the cash taken?
It's common with any type of drug seizure. We seize the money in cases proceeds from drug-related sales or drug trafficking activity.
Was the money potential evidence?
Correct.
What was your role in seizing this cash, Detective?
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe I got ahead of myself. Was cash located in the property?
Yes.
Do you remember how much approximately?
Approximately $4,000.
And did you play a role in taking that cash?
Yes.
What was your role?
I was provided the cash or provided the money that was located by another deputy. I counted out the money, put it in an evidence bag, and then at the end of the search, I transported it back to the sheriff's office.
All right. Did you take any of the money?
No.
Did you ever take any money from the evidence bags?
No.
Did you ever take any of Mr. Foreman's money?
No.
Was your counting of the cash recorded on your body cam?
Yes.
And have you had a chance to review that?
I have.
Oh, we're going to get some body cam, I think. Can anybody tell me, my Ohio peeps in the chat, is weed legal in Ohio? Well, I guess at the time of this, I get this was in 2022 or no? Okay. Somebody said that he was hearing impaired as if they actually knew for sure. So I don't really know. He does look a little giggly. I mean, if he was my client as a plaintiff, I would tell him to get up there and look devastated. Your life has been ruined by this, sir. Remember that. And he seems like he's acting like it's kind of like funny. Back then it was medical only. Couple of joints and $4,000. Weed became legal in Ohio in 2023. Thank you, Suze. Okay. Maybe he had a medical card. Probably did. He's a celebrity. All right. Moving on.
Has Mr. Foreman accused you of taking his money?
Yes.
Are you aware that the cash was ultimately returned to Mr. Foreman?
Yes.
And can you tell us why that was?
The prosecutor at the time decided we're not going to pursue any criminal charges and the property was released back to him.
Okay. Were you present when Mr. Foreman picked up the cash that had been seized?
No.
Do you know whether any press was invited to attend the return of this cash?
I learned that there was later.
Okay, but you weren't there.
Correct.
Can you tell us what happened when the money was returned to Mr. Foreman?
Your Honor, I would object to that. He's already testified he wasn't there.
Okay, let me rephrase it. That's fair. Was an allegation made that there was less cash than there should have been?
Yes.
And who made that allegation?
I believe Mr. Foreman.
How did you learn about this discrepancy?
The evidence technician at Melisa's property had called me and told me that the account was short.
Tell us what you mean by that. Account was short.
Just that there was more money listed than what there was inside, and that was less money was returned than what was indicated.
And where?
Oh, so the count was short? Is that what am I picking up what they're laying down here? Anybody ever work as a cashier or in a restaurant where you had to do the count at the end of the night? He's telling us everything. The count was short. The amount of money that they had in evidence was a different amount of money than what they returned to him. Let's hear that again. Maybe it wasn't him that took it, but what had happened was somebody did. Take it back. The evidence technician that releases the property had said the count was short. Here we go.
Should have been.
Yes.
And who made that allegation?
I believe Mr. Foreman.
How did you learn about this discrepancy?
The evidence technician that releases property had called me and told me that the count was short.
Tell us what you mean by that. The count was short.
Just that there was more money listed than what there was inside, and that was less money was returned than what was indicated.
And where was this amount indicated?
On the bag.
On evidence bag?
Correct.
So I'm understanding you correctly. The amount of money that was indicated on the evidence bag was more than what was actually returned to Mr. Foreman.
Correct.
And were you able to account for that discrepancy?
I wasn't. No.
What happened?
Once the allegation was made, the sheriff contacted the Claremont County Sheriff's Office to conduct an independent investigation.
Do you know whether an independent investigation was conducted by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And do you know the results of that investigation?
They were to determine that I miscounted the money during my original count.
All right. Did they?
Oh, so wait. So the independent investigation blamed you for not counting properly. Didn't blame anybody in the chain of custody for taking the $400. It blamed you for counting wrong. I'm on the jury. I'm like, yeah, case dismissed. Case dismissed. You all get nothing. Remember, this is a civil case. This is a bunch of cops who we have now called Coolies in the gang, because 2 of them are named Cooley. A bunch of cops suing a rapper for making fun of them and making money on merch with their faces on it from his own security cam footage, from the raid they did of his house. And the independent investigation said, oh yeah, nobody stole the money. It's your fault. Your fault. Your fault. You counted wrong. No big whoop. No biggie. I think it was counted on camera that you may be right. But a little 3-card Monty. Who knows? Here you go. He can't count, but he carries a gun. Yep. You are correct. He can't count, but he carries a gun. He ran out of fingers and toes. How convenient that the independent investigation sided with you and your department, your sheriff's office. Wow. Oh man, it's not a criminal prosecution. Listen, this is civil court. This is like Mark Diller's counterpart in this lawsuit. This is the plaintiff's lawyer who is questioning his client right now, one of his clients. Okay, let's hear that again. There was an independent investigation by the Toronto County Sheriff's Office, and he's the detective in charge. He's the lead investigator. Okay, here you go.
Yes.
And do you know the results of that investigation?
They were to determine that I miscounted the money during my original count.
Is something funny, detective?
Did they conclude that any money had been taken?
They said there was not any money taken.
Did that stop Mr. Foreman from continuing to claim you had stolen $400?
No.
Did he accuse anyone other than you of stealing money?
He multiple times he accuses all of being thieves.
He accuses us all of being thieves. Let me ask you a question. Did you find the basement during the search? Remember, you were working on a hot tip from I don't know, maybe not so confidential informant who told you there was a kidnapping victim in the basement. That's the reason you went and searched his house. And what had happened was there's no basement. I mean, is this the guy that he put next to Deputy Dog, or was that lemon pound cake guy? Because, I mean, let's keep going. It's called satire and hyperbole, but let's keep going.
Do you know where he made these allegations?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, social media.
How did you learn about these accusations on the internet that you were a thief?
Friends and family were sending them to me.
Oh, embarrassing.
Were the accusations true?
No.
But I just can't count. Wait, so if he made fun of you for not being able to count, is that okay? Would that be fair game? Since that's what the independent investigation found. So you're not a thief, you're just bad at math. Where do we draw the line here? If AFROMAN made shirts that said Detective Newland sucks at math, would you be okay with that? Because that was true. But the fact that his opinion is that you were a thief because maybe you miscounted his money, maybe you didn't. He was out 400 at the end of the day, right? This is so silly. Can't believe this is real.
I think you said you've reviewed your body-worn camera from that night.
Yes.
Let's see it. Let's see.
And were you able to tell what happened?
From what it appeared as if I began counting money, I stopped to reshuffle money that was in my hand and then began counting again after putting money down. And that was, at some point, there was a discrepancy in the amount that there was and the amount that I counted.
Bank tellers count their money 3 times. You were shuffling the money? Is this a casino? Are we playing cards? Remember what I said earlier about 3-card Monty? Do you guys know what 3-card Monty is? Okay, if you've never been to New York City, don't get sucked up into this scam. 3-card Monty is, oh, you see these 3 cards? See this? Here's the queen. Here's the queen. Okay, ready? And then you shuffle them. They shuffle them on the table. And it's like, okay, pick out the queen. And if you pick out the queen, you get all the money. And there's no queen because the guy's a magician and a con man. He's shuffling the money. Well, I mean, listen, it doesn't seem like this sheriff's department is very careful in their investigations. It seems like they're sloppy, and it seems like he thinks it's funny. And the jurors in this county, this is Adams County, correct, where this sheriff's office is, coincidentally, they're all citizens of the county, and they should be horrified by this. Okay? They should be. Here we go. Moving on. I need to watch the whole thing before voicing a conclusion. No, I just like to give you my thoughts as I go along. I work better that's what I do here. So, that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Were you able to tell what happened?
From what it appeared as if I began counting money, I stopped to reshuffle money that was in my hand and then
reshuffle,
began counting again after putting money down. And that was, at some point, there was a discrepancy in the amount that there was and the amount that I counted.
Was it a miscount?
Yes.
Oh, even better? It gets better, you mean? I'll be embarrassed? Okay.
Against Mr. Foreman as a result of
Here's
these.
the thing, M Wheels 3644. I'm not easily embarrassed. So if you think I'll be embarrassed at the end, okay, we'll see. We'll see how we go here. Have you met me? Moving on.
Of this warrant execution, I may have asked you that. I'm sorry.
No.
Sometime after the execution of this warrant, Detective Newland, did you become aware that Mr. Foreman had posted certain things other than being a thief about you on social media?
Yes.
And how did you learn about these posts?
Friends and family were also sending them to me.
Ms. Gratzer, could we see Exhibit 16?
I don't care if I see it on his body cam that he miscounted. This whole thing is stupid. Because if he miscounted, he's a crappy cop. And if they didn't recount when it went in, they're also a crappy department. And if he was shuffling the money and didn't count them more than one, there's no way that this is acceptable. There just isn't. Oh, you'll be embarrassed by the way the court acts? All right. More like a Monty Python skit? Okay. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, we're embarrassed for him right now. Thanks, Winter Libby. All right, go on.
So what is she wanting its card on?
She needs to switch to left law, I believe.
I mean, I'm just making jokes. Don't take it personal. I'm just making jokes. Because, we got to make jokes or else we're going to cry about all the injustices. Oh, there he is. There's AFROMAN in his American flag suit. Thank you, love my flip-flops for your 50. I love you even more. Even more. B Crumbs gifted 5 memberships because B Crumbs is amazing and Proctor got waffled. Also gifted a membership. Thanks, you guys. I think you're going to like it here, all new members. Love my flip-flops. I love you and my flip-flops. At 4 Dread, thanks for your 5. This is hilarious. Some poor cops who don't get to control the narrative about their wrongdoing. If they would have apologized, he wouldn't have done this. How about give him his 400? Thanks, man, for your 5.
Okay, can we blow that up some?
Yeah, right. Now here come the this looks like Facebook. This looks like Facebook. Trigger warning on the pedo stuff, PDF we say on YouTube because we're not allowed to say that word because YouTube hates it. So I'm going to make it smaller, but I'm sure he's going to read it to you so that we can all see what it says. Looks like Foreman Joseph's Facebook post from September 2nd, 2023 about this detective.
All right. Detective Newland, we're showing Exhibit 16. Can you tell us what this is?
It's one of the posts from Mr. Foreman that I was sent about me being a pedophile.
And am I reading the date right? September 2nd, 2023?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want you to
I'm
think.
not going to ask you to read it.
I don't want you to think by my jokes that I think in any way that it is okay to accuse someone of being a pedo. Okay, I do not think that it is okay to accuse anybody of that. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's nice. The question is, it's across the line of free speech. And does it entitle this man to damages? Now, listen, there's 7 plaintiffs. Some of them may succeed on their quest for damages here. Some of them may not. Okay. And so I just want to make that clear. As you know, I was the plaintiff's attorney for at least 50 or 60 victims of clergy SA on Long Island when they were children. I am a very strong advocate against pedos. Okay. So let's just keep that clear. He said he's not going to read it out loud. So I'm going to read it to you using my code words.
September 2nd, 2023.
It says, this is the uneducated, can't count pedo police officer that stole my money. His name is Baby Macon Brian, child MO, new baby mama, newborn Newland. Detective Brian Newland. I have a song coming out about him. The chorus goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Brian Newland is a flag. He used to play with little toys. Now he plays with little, it rhymes. Watch your little boys around Brian Newland. He's very bold. He will fondle little boys blank and blank right in front of you in broad daylight. This is a public service announcement. Stay safe.
And am I reading the date right? September 2nd, 2023.
And that is a post allegedly by AFROMAN, not someone else.
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask you to read it, but I will read part of it just to make sure it's in the record and that people are clear on what it said. This is the uneducated can't count pedophile police officer that stole my money. His name is baby making Brian, child molesting, newborn baby mama, newborn Newland, Detective Brian Newland. I have a song coming out about him. The chorus goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Brian Newland is a flag. He used to play with little toys. Now he plays with little boys. Watch your little boys around Brian Newland. He's very bold. He will fondle little boys' testicles and butt cheeks right in front of you in broad daylight. This is a public service announcement. Stay safe. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Can we see exhibit
It's a picture of him carrying what looks like a young, not really that young. I mean, a boy who looks to be like he could be, I don't know, 6, 7, 8. And the boy's face is covered for purposes of court with an emoji.
Please. Can you just scroll down so we can see the whole thing for a second? All right.
Okay, well, there's a man called William Newland who's apparently a mugshot of him saying that he was arrested for CSAM. So let's see where this goes. Maybe he changed his post to say that it was a relative of his.
So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but
he should read it all. I'm going to read it all. Good morning, baby. And this is posted on September 3rd again, same day, I think, 2023, by allegedly AFROMAN. Good morning, baby making Brian, child molesting new baby mama, newborn Newland, Brian Newland. If you pay me back the money you stole from me, I won't tell the world about your pedo pilgrim family. You know, like your brother that's named Will You Stop Sending D-Pic Williams, aka William Newland. If you get arrested in Adams County, all you got to do is lie on me and Brian will let you go, just like they let the unconfidential informant, Tasty Tasha Chamberlain, go after she attempted murder by lying to the police and sending them to my house. Looking for a fake dungeon and fake kidnap victims? Tell these uneducated, no-counting douchebags anything, and they will grab their guns, kick down your doors, and try to kill you in front of your kids. Oh, yeah, no charges against her. Or you, by the way, for giving false information to the police and attempting to have me murdered. Brian wants me in jail, so I don't expose his stealing pedo family. Bring me my money, Brian, and this can all go away. You want to be an M&M? Oh, so AFROMAN put the emoji over the kid's face? Okay.
I'll read this whole thing, but it says, in part, if you pay me back the money you stole from me, I won't tell the world about your pedophile pilgrim family, you know, like your brother, that's named Will You Stop Sending Dick Pic Williams, aka William Newland. If you get arrested in Adams County, all you got to do is lie on me and Brian will let you go. And is that a picture of your brother beside your picture?
Yes.
And was your brother convicted of a misdemeanor?
Yes.
Oh, that is his brother.
I don't recall what the charge was.
It was a misdemeanor charge?
It was a misdemeanor, correct.
Did you have anything to do with that?
For Kitty Corn. It was for Kitty Corn? His brother? Okay. All right.
That crime?
No, I did not.
Wait, what? Did you help your brother commit that crime? It's only a misdemeanor? All right. I'm sorry, but I have to go back to the screenshot to see that. Charges were disseminating matter harmful to... What's that say? Hold on.
so we can see the whole thing for a second.
Disseminating matter harmful to juvenile material to juvenile. Oh. They just want to see if it's only a misdemeanor. Yeah, no big whoop. No big whoop in Ohio. All right, let's go back to here. Did you help your brother? Hold on.
It says in part, you stop sending all you. And is that a picture of your brother beside your picture?
Yes.
And was your brother convicted of a misdemeanor?
Yes.
What was that?
I don't recall what the charge was.
You don't recall? You're a law enforcement officer, and your brother was arrested or convicted of what is now a misdemeanor because maybe you got special treatment because you were a law enforcement family, and you don't remember what your brother was convicted of. Does anyone believe that? Because right now, sir, Mr. Plaintiff, Detective Brian Newland, you are even giving us more reason to believe that you suck as a detective. Okay, moving on.
The misdemeanor charge.
It was a misdemeanor, correct?
Did you have anything to do with that crime?
No, I did not.
Have you ever been accused or convicted of pedophilia?
No.
A misdemeanor.
Let's look at, let's see, number 18. Is that a video?
Yes.
All right. Shall we play the whole thing? Or what do we have, a clip?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. It's a TikTok.
Yes. Baby making Brian newborn Newland. Yeah, the serial statutory rapist with the pedophile brother fired from the People's Police Station. Will you stop sending Dick Pig Williams?
It's a t-shirt. Oh, it was D-Pics.
Right,
you think it was D-Pics?
Take a look at number 10.
So his brother was convicted of sending D-Pics to a minor, and it was just a misdemeanor? Okay, cool. Cool. Thanks, Trace. Please just be careful of the words that you put in the chat because YouTube does have scanners. Just like, for example, say corn, okay? Corn. YouTube has scanners. They don't like it. Rewind. He looked away. All right. Strong legs. Okay. I'm here for you. When? Back before they did this TikTok video? Yeah, that's a tell, right? You guys rewind it later. I don't have time. I want to get through a bunch of this. Okay, hold on. Kent County has a bad memory. Has no idea what his brother was arrested for. Doesn't remember the charges at all. And I bet his brother appreciates this being aired. Yeah. He pleaded down the charges. Thank you. Thanks, Anna Brown. Yep, he was a plea deal. Of course.
Let's see. He used to do hard drugs. It says there in the third or fourth line. Did you ever do hard drugs, Detective Newland?
No.
He snitched on all his friends. Do you have any idea what that's all about?
No.
Now he steals money from traffic stops, bogus raids, and from Adams KK County Sheriff Evidence Room under the camouflage of law enforcement. Did you ever steal money from a traffic stop?
No.
Did you ever steal money from anybody?
No.
Then down below it says, baby making Brian Newland t-shirts on sale. You see that?
Yes.
Let's look at Exhibit 15, please.
Feel better, Gigi? Why is he calling him baby making Brian newborn Newland?
And can you tell, Detective, is this a picture of you at the entering the or somewhere in the property of Mr. Foreman during the search?
Yes.
Okay, this is posted on, I'm not really sure what this is posted on. Maybe this looks like Facebook. I'm not really sure. But now it was 148 weeks ago whenever this was printed up. The post says, Brian Newborn Newland, thief, cheater, and brother of pedo. I hope this post doesn't bring him any humiliation, ridicule, mental stress, and loss of reputation. Hashtag defund the police, hashtag police brutality. So this is a screen grab from the surveillance video from inside AFROMAN's house.
And let's take a look at 14.
Exactly. It's the Streisand effect, sua spontaneous. There's AFROMAN rocking a fur coat, it looks like.
And do you know where this was taken? I guess you weren't there.
It appears to be the inside of the interview room at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
Would that have been where his money was returned to him?
Yes.
The post says, when I went to get my money and we realized baby making Brian Newborn Newland had stolen $400 out of the evidence money, baby making Brian Newborn Newland shirts are now on sale at www.ogafroman.com. Buy one of these shirts and help me get my $400 back. Faux fur. It's faux fur. I don't know I don't even know if it's fur. It just looked like fur from a distance. He's a good businessman. Is he allowed to have sales in his merch shop? The jury will decide.
And part of what it says is, when I went to get my money and we realized baby making Brian Newborn Newland had stolen $400 out of the evidence money. Again, did you ever steal any of his money?
No.
Let's take a look at exhibit 15, please. Or did we do 15? Sorry. Number 2.
Telling the truth and the truth.
Objection.
Yes, Your Honor, I would have an objection to this video.
Tell me what it is.
Your Honor, this objection is video because this video, if I'm not mistaken, was published within the last 2 weeks. The law on this has changed. Ohio has actually passed what's called an anti-SLAPP law, which therefore extends immunity to things, actually, in a way, increasing a person's freedom of speech rights in Ohio. Thus, this evidence to be tried here would be tried under a completely different standard than when this case was started.
Oh, interesting.
That law doesn't apply to this case, Judge, or this evidence.
Your Honor, it would apply clearly. He has no analysis other than say that I submitted a written brief to the court on this matter.
I think that was submitted Sunday.
So like I'll note the objection, overrule it, and allow it to be played. Got your objection down.
No, that's prejudicial. It's prejudicial because if the law is different now, and there are more protections now for freedom of speech than there were in whenever those other things were posted, like in 2022 and 2023, this is going to be now considered by the jury, and it may inflame them, right? Stated for appeal, good objection. But yeah, again, all of a sudden, they're adding this to evidence. They filed a brief on Sunday. The judge hasn't decided anything, apparently. So thanks, Nora 3, for gifting a membership. Here we go. If you want to win a civil suit, might want an attorney with a little charisma. Thanks, you Pimabo. Coming in.
Can you expand it a little bit or not?
I cannot.
So we can see the sign? Okay. Detective Newland, can you see what that sign says?
Yes.
What is it? Would you read it for us?
They stole my money.
They stole my money.
Go ahead and play.
Videos selling my fruit and my proof. How can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short? You vandalized my property.
I mean, this is what you do. You make merch. You make lemonade. This is New video on YouTube called Freedom of Speech. Link in bio on Instagram, link in comments on Facebook. Join me March 16th at the Adams County Court, 7 a.m. as we fight for freedom of speech and ending immunity for criminals stealing money disguised as law enforcement. He's not lying. He's not lying, right? What are the chances that he says, yes, they stole his money? Nope. He's like, he's got the Shaggy defense. He's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. There was an independent investigation done, and they said I just counted wrong. Yeah.
You filed a lawsuit properly, so I'm rapping.
In that video, hold on. They might strike me on the music, so I'm just going to turn the sound off. But look at the video content because it's got a shot of Newland in it. Watch. There he is. Oh, I don't know if that's AI or what, but I mean, look, it's satire.
Rapping. What? I can't talk about what happened. What videos I exposed.
And then he's holding up a sign that says Brian Newland stole from me.
That's it.
Yeah, Brian Newland stole my money.
Brian Newland stole my money. And that was just published in the last few days, as far as you know?
Yes.
Can we look at number 3, please?
Getting sued for telling the truth and the truth, posting videos, selling my truth, selling my proof.
They stole my money.
Same basis on it, yes.
Noted.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
And you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short. You vandalized my property.
I think that's enough for now.
So I'm rapping.
Plaintiff's attorney is like, that's enough. Turn it off. The person's not turning it off. How many people are going to go find this video today and watch it? And it's going to become even more viral than it was already.
I can't talk about what happened. What videos I exposed my causes.
And that was the same video, obviously. Does it tell where that was posted?
It looks like this one is on YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram?
Yes.
So 2 different platforms, same video.
Yes.
And
Yeah, right. Yeah, all of the evidence is AFROMAN content because that's why they're suing him.
can we look at?
They want all of his
Exhibit 9,
profits.
please? And I'm looking specifically about halfway, a little more than halfway down. Do you see, Detective, where it's posted, not only did he steal my money from my house, he stole money out of the evidence room at the Adams County Sheriff's Department away from my house, making the Adams County Sheriff's Department a new crime scene. I'll just stop there. Again, did you have?
No, let's keep going. Judge Roy Droopy Gabbert signing fictitious fake bogus warrants on me today. Tomorrow it would be anybody he doesn't like and has access to, especially in Adams County. Adams County Prosecutor David Kelly is issuing the fictitious fake bogus warrant that Judge Roy Droopy Gabbert signed after video surveillance of the criminals camouflaged as law enforcement officers of the Adams County Sheriff's Department was exposed to the Adams County Prosecutor. David Kelly resigned as Adams County Prosecutor and has now fled to Arizona. Oh, this is interesting. Anybody here from Adams County? Has there been a history of corruption in that county? This is all new to me. He did this to keep from turning over communications of the case to a superior court. Oh, really? We didn't do any of the pretrial on this, so this is all new to me. Number 4, Detective baby-making Brian Newborn Newland stealing money. Not only did he steal money from my house, he stole money out of the evidence room at the Adams County Sheriff's Department away from my house, making the Adams County Sheriff's Department the new crime scene. Ranger Randy Beetle Bailey, Private Pyle Walters, vandalizing property, stealing CDs and DVDs before and after Melisa committed the crime of tampering with evidence, is a felony, I believe, I don't know, and disconnected my security cameras. All these criminals and more camouflaged as law enforcement have the audacity to sue me? The victorious victim. Everybody get ready for my new album, The Lawsuit, coming soon. This was posted September 1st, 2023. Lemon Pound Cake song has over 3 million views on YouTube. All right.
For stealing money from his house or from the sheriff's department evidence room?
No.
I just miscounted. I suck at math.
What's the platform?
Can you see what that one was, Detective?
AFROMAN does have a way with words.
I can't see on here.
I think that's Facebook. You can tell because of the little world sign right there. That means it's
Is that Facebook? No. It's Facebook. I'll represent that it's Facebook, Your Honor.
no house, no Faust.
So, and we can take that down or whatever. We don't need to keep it up. I don't care, but
We're just giving
I'm
you
done
more
with the
material.
exhibits right now. Detective, I just want to ask you, the first one we saw with you holding, it looks like a child with a smiley face.
Yeah.
What was that originally a photo of?
That was from one of the shop with the cop events at the sheriff's office.
Well, what's a shop with a cop event?
It's where the community donates money, and then local law enforcement will take lower income children to Walmart and let them shop for Christmas.
And did you participate in that event regularly?
Yes.
And do you know what year that picture was taken from?
I don't recall.
All right. And the little boy you were holding there, can you tell us anything about who that was? Not his name, of course, but who it was?
Just a cool little boy that got picked for Shop the Cop and chose me to be his officer.
Chose you to be what?
His officer.
And what did you do? Did you do something with him, shop with him, or what?
We put him in the cruisers, turn the lights and sirens on, parade through town, and we go to Walmart and help him shop. And we come back to the fire department or wherever and help them get their toys ready or play or, and feed them pizza, stuff like that.
And you did that more than 1 year?
Yes.
And that was a photo that Mr. Foreman or somebody on his behalf took and used in that pedophile posting?
Yes.
So, Detective, what effect did it have on you when you saw these posts that you're a pedophile?
I was angry, sad.
Okay. So Brenda, don't get confused. Brenda says if he wins this, other people will sue them for the wrongs they have undoubtedly committed against others. AFROMAN is not suing the cops. The cops are suing AFROMAN for their public humiliation and embarrassment and damages to their mental health because of his posts. You usually can't sue the police because of immunity. So I just want to clarify that in case anybody got confused. Okay.
Depressed, upset. I was angry, sad, depressed.
Here's his damages. You have to show that because of what he did and those mean things that he posted, how it affected you. Okay. And this is what he's going to say, how it affected him. These are his damages.
That you're a pedophile.
How did it make you feel that he said that you're a pedo?
What effect did it have on you when you saw these posts that you're a pedophile?
I was angry, sad, depressed, upset.
Why were you sad or upset? Isn't it just somebody exaggerating or making jokes or making a comment?
I didn't find it funny at all. I work in law enforcement, have kids, have friends, family. I was involved in the schools. And then I'm being blasted all over social media for the entire United States to see that I'm a pedophile.
To see that I am a pedo? Or that someone is accusing me of being one? Did you have any medical treatment? Because it's kind of hard to prove damages without having some sort of mental health treatment like a therapist, says Julie. But listen to what he just said.
States to see that I'm a pedophile.
Did you ever have any evidence that other people were seeing these things other than the fact that it's on social media? But did anybody ever say anything or do anything to indicate they'd seen it?
I've had comments made to me since day one.
Like what?
If you want the most recent example, yesterday there was a cheer competition in North Adams. I walked my 3-year-old son in to watch his sister cheer, and somebody asked me if that was another little boy. I'm touching him.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Where? What competition?
At the North Adams cheerleading competition.
I mean, that's terrible. But now you've got an intervening act by a third party that had nothing to do. AFROMAN didn't say that to you. It's other people saying that to you. People are horrible. People are mean. Did you sue them too?
What other examples?
Every time you go to an event, another comment's made or somebody says something. Another one I can recall was meet the team night for my daughters. We was in line to get slushies and people were making comments behind me.
What comments?
Just called me a thief and a pedophile and why was I there? And then started playing music, playing some of his songs on their phones.
Some of Mr. Foreman's AFROMAN songs?
Yes.
This case isn't about your kids. They're not plaintiffs, but did this have any effect on your kids that affected you in turn?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. We had a motion, I filed.
And I remember, who knows better than to ask the question, because I don't care about the kids, because he didn't bring the kids in, so sustained.
What other indication?
That judge just said, I don't care about the kids. It was hard to hear what he said. I need to turn it up in my earbuds. Hold on. This case isn't about your kids. No, it's not. It's not about your kids and your kids' feelings because they're not plaintiffs here. You're the plaintiff. You're the one suing for emotional damages. Jez Red 13 says the biggest travesty here is that Lemon Pound Cake has 2 million more views than Will You Help Me Repair My Door, which I think is far superior. Noted.
They're not plaintiffs, but did this have any effect on your kids that affected you in turn?
Oh.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. We had a motion, I filed.
And I remember, who knows better than to ask the question, because I don't care about the kids, because he didn't bring the kids in, so sustained.
Sustained. I don't care about the kids.
Indications of you.
I don't care about the kids because he didn't bring the kids in, meaning as plaintiffs. Sustained. You can't talk about it.
You had detective that people are seeing and responding to this accusation that you're a pedophile.
Just what's been said to me. It's been shared, been sent to me. I've had people make comments at games while in the store. It's just, there's so much stuff's happened. I don't even remember half of it.
So you were a Hamilton County deputy sheriff. Sorry, I said that earlier. You were an Adams County deputy sheriff, and you're not anymore?
Correct.
Why?
I ended up leaving the sheriff's office just because of this, because of being called a pedophile and a thief.
Explain to us just a little more about.
But I mean, if this is worldwide or nationwide, and you said people all over America knew about it, why would it help you to go to another department? I don't know. So traumatizing that you don't remember half of it, says Just Red 13. Well, he wasn't fired for his miscounting. He's saying he voluntarily left.
Why that was so upsetting that you actually left your job?
Because the sheriff's office, so I'm from Adams County, is where all my family and friends are from. The sheriff's office was my dream job, my position. I was friends with everybody, and it was where I planned to stay. It's been my career. I dedicated a lot of time, over 10 years, to Adams County. Whether it was calling at 1 o'clock in the morning or working 14 hours, I dedicated a lot of my time to Adams County, and I loved working at the sheriff's office. But it just got to be so much. If you go to a call or take a phone call, or you make a traffic stop, something said. You go to Walmart, something said. I stopped going to my kids' games for a little bit because every time I would show up, everybody would be looking at me or something would be said to me. It just spared their embarrassment.
So when did you leave the sheriff's office?
I ended up leaving in October 2023.
You have,
Everybody smash the like button to help get the algorithm, because YouTube is changing their algorithms now and they're pushing shorts instead of long form content, which I only do long form content. I don't even pre-record stuff for you guys. I only do live streams and I only do long form. So hit the like button, hype the video after it's over. You can't do it when it's live. And that also helps the algorithm. Everyone needs to know about this case.
do your kids' friends come to your house and hang out?
They don't anymore.
Did they used to?
They used to have huge slumber parties, especially on their birthdays. They'd have 10 or 11 kids over. And essentially once this started, it stopped. I don't recall the last time my daughters have had a friend over, if they've had one ever since then.
I'm going to say something that might be unpopular here, but there are a lot of parents who don't believe in sleepovers at all, who will not allow their children to go sleep over anybody's house. You can let me know if you're one of those parents who just don't allow sleepovers because we cover the horrors of the world. Your kids are having 10, 11 person slumber parties. I mean, that's okay. But a lot of people don't allow their kids to sleep over anywhere. And the parents have never been accused of being pedos. So, okay.
Detective, did you ask Mr. Foreman to take down these posts?
I didn't personally.
Did you through your attorney?
Yes.
And have they been taken down?
No.
Are they still there?
Yes.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Strong Leg, for your 20. I appreciate you so much.
Is this a good time for a 10-minute break?
Yes.
Then we'll do that. Off the record, take a 10-minute break. Thank you.
Okay, and that is where this video ends. And then we need to move to a second video to get the next portion of this. But let's just take your pulse on this and see how you're feeling so far. Strong Leg says it's well-established law that law enforcement can be filmed while executing their duties. This was on his property, captured by his cameras. Every tuber that has covered a case is in jeopardy. Lamasu says Ohio is a one-party consent, and they had no expectation of privacy in his house. I absolutely love him making merch. I hope he gets his legal fees. Amanda says, oh, Melanie, can't thank you enough for this one. Thanks, Amanda, for your 5. I know there's a lot of corruption, and I think you're from Arkansas, right? Not a House defendant said that is the terrible judge from the Pick County massacre. Oh, thank you very much for your 5. Not a Haas defendant. Love my flip-flops again. Thanks for your 50. The Goodmans are here and says Mr. G is loving AFROMAN's suit and his lawyer. LOL. Thanks for being with me for 18 months. Gail Taylor says 4 officers there split the cash, perhaps. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in from across the pond. And Nona to 3 gifted a membership. Thank you. Tina says priceless. Cilantro. And the Goodmans gifted 5 memberships because they're amazing. So amazing. Let's see if I can find quickly the next video in the series here. AFROMAN testified today earlier, but I guess we should do this in order. Hold on. All right, this is cross-examination. This video is 26 minutes long. I am going to put this on, let's see if it's too fast if we go to 1.5 so we can try and get through more of it. If that's okay with you guys. Thank you, Goodmans. Appreciate you so much. This is going to be the cross. Here we go. What's the reason for, Jamie Q asked this earlier, and I don't know. What's the reason for dismissing AFROMAN's counterclaims? I don't know because I don't have access yet to the pretrial filings because I just fell into this rabbit hole late last night. So if I do find out, I will by all means let you know. All right. And this would be the cross of plaintiff detective Brian Newland.
So, Brian, you're still employed as a police officer, correct?
Yes.
You're employed in Norwood, correct?
Yes.
When you went to Norwood, you got a pay raise, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You were asked questions about a search warrant. Is it correct to say you were the chief in charge?
Well, that's a problem for him. That's a problem for him. There's two kinds of damages. Well, for purposes of this example, I'm going to tell you about two different kinds of damages. One type of damages is tangible damages, lost wages. Those can be calculated. They can be calculated. Well, I was making $100,000 at my job in Adams County, and then I quit there because I was so embarrassed by the things that AFROMAN said about me. And then I had to go to a neighboring county and take a pay cut of $50,000 a year. That is easily tangible. You can do the math on that. He quit Adams County, went to a different county, and now he's making more money. So there goes his lost wage claim. Okay. Emotional damages are something that the jury decides. The plaintiff can ask for a certain amount of money, but that eventually, if they decide to award damage, emotional damages is up to the jury to pick a number. All right. There goes that one.
Of executing that search warrant?
Correct.
Okay. And you counted all the money?
I did.
You had full control of it the whole time?
Not the entire time, no.
Okay. So walk me through.
All right. The lawyer talks way too fast, so I have to slow it down a little bit. Again, please don't write certain words in the chat. Thank you so much. If your message disappears, that's why.
You were asked questions about a search warrant. Is it correct to say you were the chief in charge of executing that search warrant?
Correct.
Okay. And you counted all the money?
I did.
You had full control of it the whole time?
Not the entire time, no.
Okay. So walk me through the process by which you cataloged the money.
So while we were conducting a search of the residence, another deputy located the money, I believe, in a jacket pocket from a suit.
Okay.
He handed me the money, explained to me where he found it.
Why are they, if the search warrant is for kidnapping, a kidnapping victim in the basement doesn't exist. Why are they looking in the suit pockets? I got to see the search warrant. Whoever it was that said they were just reading the search warrant, if you have it, could you please email it to me? My email is fanbase@mlittlelaw.com, which is also in the footnotes or the show notes of this video. I would really appreciate it. And just please put search warrant in your RE so it stands out. Thanks.
When I started conducting a search of the residence, another deputy located the money, I believe, in a jacket pocket from a suit.
Okay.
He handed me the money, explained to me where he found it. At that point, I start to count it in the same room. Once I count it, I collect it, put it in Evan's bag, and take it downstairs.
Okay. So let's back up. That was very general. So when you counted it, where did you count it?
I counted it in the bedroom where it was located.
And you counted it on the floor?
Yes.
Okay. And you made specific piles?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's not all the money that was recovered is what was coming out of the suit, right?
Correct.
Where was the other money recovered?
There was more money covered from, I believe it was an office downstairs.
Okay. And where did you count that money at?
In that room.
On the floor?
I don't recall if it was on the floor or maybe on a desk that was there.
Okay. And you were wearing your body cam the whole time?
Yes.
What was the time difference between the suit jacket money and the money downstairs?
I don't recall.
You reviewed your body camera?
Yeah, it's been a year. I reviewed it every year ago. I don't recall what the time frame was.
Well, Mr. Newland, let's ask that question. You were deposed, correct?
Yes.
You were deposed on August 8th of 2025, correct?
Correct.
Have you watched the body cam since then?
Okay. This is where depositions come into play. They can be impeached with them at trial if they testify differently. He gave a deposition when? August of 2025? Okay, here we go.
You were deposed on August 8th of 2025, correct?
Correct.
Have you watched the body cam since then?
I haven't. Well, I take that back. I've watched pieces of it. Haven't watched the entire thing.
What pieces have you watched?
Just of me counting the money from the bedroom.
You watched only the part of your body cam where you recounted the money in the bedroom only.
Correct.
You never watched the part for downstairs.
I did not.
You never watched the part where you sealed the evidence bag.
No.
Did you seal the evidence bag?
The evidence bag was not initially sealed, no.
What do you mean by initially sealed?
So it's not a self-sealing bag. It has to be taped. So it was placed in an evidence bag and then brought downstairs to a central location until it was transported to the sheriff's office.
And the central location, where was that?
In the kitchen.
And you left it there alone?
No.
Who did you leave it with?
When I first brought downstairs, Officer Cooley was sitting at a counter and I asked him to keep an eye on it while I continued the search.
Okay. And did he keep an eye on it?
As far as I know, yes.
What do you mean as far as you know?
I mean, I wasn't there the entire time I went on.
Oh my God, he's telling us everything. Maybe Cooley took the money. This is interesting. All right, we're gonna just put it on real speed. I may shut my camera off so I could eat a little bit of my dinner, but yeah, no, I didn't seal it. I didn't seal the evidence bag. You know, I didn't put the tape on it or anything. I just kind of put it in the kitchen with Cooley, one of the Coolies. Okay. He hasn't watched that surveillance tape again since August of 2025. Okay. Unsealed evidence bag. Yep. He's telling us everything. I'm going to take it back a moment.
Sheriff's office.
In the central location, where was that?
In the kitchen.
And you left it there alone?
No.
Who did you leave it with?
When I first brought it downstairs, Officer Cooley was sitting at a counter, and I asked him to keep an eye on it while I continued the search.
Okay. And did he keep an eye on it?
As far as I know, yes.
What do you mean, as far as you know?
I mean, I wasn't there the entire time. I went on to continue searching the residence and come back down.
But wouldn't he be in the chain of custody?
Yeah.
So did he sign the evidence bag?
No, I didn't. He wasn't in charge of the custody in that sense of signing or sealing the evidence bag. I just brought the cash down while we was still conducting a search and asked for him to keep an eye on it.
So the cash was never left alone?
That's my knowledge, yeah.
Just keep an eye on it, but don't sign anything in the evidence log. Don't get yourself involved in this whole silly chain of custody stuff. Just keep an eye on it, even though it's not sealed. Okay. Maybe he called the wrong person a thief. I'm just saying. Maybe, in my opinion.
Were you interviewed by a Mr. Robinson in relation to this matter?
No.
Okay. Did you make a report about the missing money?
I didn't know.
So there was this question about a return on a search warrant. Can you explain what that is?
The return?
Yes.
It's just an itemized list of property that's seized from a location during a search warrant service.
Did it include an amount of money seized on it?
Yes.
Does that amount of money match what was written on the evidence bag?
Yes.
So as far as the court knows, there was more money taken than what was returned?
I'm sorry.
So as far as the court knows with the return, more money was taken than what was returned?
That's the way it appeared, yes.
Did you put in an amended search warrant return?
I don't believe so.
So you never corrected your statement to the court?
Oops.
Okay.
Oops. Oops. He didn't file an amended or supplemental report. Oops.
Does the Adams County Sheriff's Office have a policy and procedure pertaining to the counting of money as evidence?
I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I haven't worked there in almost 3 years.
Well, before you worked there, did they have one?
It was, I don't necessarily know that it was a written policy, but it was to have 2 people count the money.
Did 2 people count the money?
No.
Oh, man, I'm confused on that. Can you tell me why?
So explain to me why it matters.
I'm confused on that. Can you tell me why? And now the judge is going to say, explain to me why that matters. Because this plaintiff is alleging that AFROMAN wrongfully called him a thief and that he has been so damaged by these allegations of being called a thief. Oh, my freeze game is so on point. But the procedure of counting the money doesn't matter? Okay, judge. You might be up there with some other judges like Barbara Elmore and other ones that we've recently had the pleasure of getting to know. Listen to this.
Have 2 people count the money. I don't necessarily know that it was a written policy, but it was to have 2 people count the money.
Did 2 people count the money?
No.
Oh, man, I'm confused on that. Can you tell me why?
So explain to me why it matters, like where you're going in this case's context. Tell me why it's relevant.
Your Honor, this is...
It's so fun how they don't do this at sidebar. They do it right in front of the jury, at least a lot. They do it right in front of the jury and all of us. It's like we're listening to the sidebars. In any other courtroom, this would be done at sidebar. Not here. No, no, no. Judge Jonathan Hine wants us all to hear it. Okay, here we go.
In this case's context, tell me why it's relevant.
Your Honor, this is relevant because if the evidence of Mr. Robinson is admitted, which he has not been here yet, but if it is admitted, this would be direct evidence since he did not interview the person who counted the money. This would go to counter Mr. Robinson's report. And actually, in my motion in limine, I talked about it in the idea that we did not have time to depose Mr. Robinson and determine what his investigation was or who he interviewed. As such, I'm asking a leading question of Mr. Newland because he didn't follow the policies and procedures. This was not taken into account by Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Robinson has made certain conclusions in his report that this would tend to cause issue with.
Mr. Robinson on your witness list?
Mr. Robinson is listed on Mr. Klingler's witness list.
You gotta be called?
Depending on what happens, you might be.
Not anymore. Not anymore. We're not going to call him. He's going to ruin our case, Your Honor.
Like, my concern's gonna be hearsay. And everything you're asking the wrong witness is in that category.
The funny thing is, Judge, there was no objection for hearsay. Am I wrong? Didn't the judge just insert himself in this? There was no objection for hearsay. You need to let the big boy plaintiff's lawyer do his job and object. You're not here to help the plaintiff and object for him.
And everything you're asking the wrong witness is in that category. I get what you're doing. I just try to follow the trail of breadcrumbs.
I'm afraid I'm not understanding the hearsay argument, Your Honor.
He's going to say what another person said and observed. Didn't see it, but read about it or doesn't have it firsthand. He already said he wasn't involved in that part of it. I'm going to give you some room to work.
I have moved past that. That's where I was talking about the policies and procedures, which would not be hearsay in the idea he should know.
I get that. I'm just trying to track where you're going so I don't miss the ship sailing. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Newland, you worked at the Adams County Sheriff's Office from, what was the date on that? 2014 to 2023.
Yes.
During that time, when you started the Sheriff's Office in 2014, you reviewed the policies and procedures?
Yes.
So you would have seen the policy on counting cash?
If there was one at the time, yes. I don't recall.
So you don't know if there was a policy at the time?
Correct.
Again, don't get
So
confused.
how do you know it was supposed to be counted?
Love
by
you,
two people?
Charlene. Don't get confused. This is not prosecution versus defense. This is plaintiff versus defendant. So this is a civil case. You may mean that he's leaning towards the plaintiff, but this has nothing to do with the state of Ohio. If you guys are just tuning in, just know that nobody's going to jail here. This is about money. These cops want money from AFROMAN. They want all his profits from all of his merch and all of his viral videos. They want money from him.
That was the practice that we normally adhered to. It would be counted by one and then recounted by a second.
Okay. And the second person would initial the evidence back?
No, it was just kind of like almost like a system of checks and balances. And then the seizing officer would still instill the evidence.
This may sound an extremely stupid question. How many times did you count the money?
I counted it one time.
Why only once?
At the time, there was so much going on. I counted the one time, put it in the bag, and until we got done.
Okay.
Yes, there's a jury. Yes, 100%.
So when you retrieved the bag, you never counted it again?
Correct.
Okay. Did you seal the evidence bag before you left?
I did not.
Okay. Did you seal the evidence bag at the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, it was sealed at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
I didn't ask if it was sealed. I asked if you sealed it.
Yes, I would have sealed the bag.
It would have. Did you, though?
Back to the deposition of August 8th, 2025. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
Do you remember I asked you about the money?
I remember that conversation about the money, yes.
Oh. Do you remember I asked you if you sealed the evidence bag at that time?
I don't recall you asking that.
Really? Okay.
Can I refresh your
Did you ask
recollection?
the sheriff to do an investigation on the missing money?
I didn't, no.
Okay.
Thank you, Betsy, for your Venmo. I love you.
So I just want to get something clear here because my notes are a little fuzzy. You were in the Army at the same time you were a deputy, right?
So, yes, I was in the reserves at the time.
Okay. So that's why you would have been a full-time deputy in 2014 and then discharged honorably from the military in 2015?
Correct.
Okay. You said this job was exciting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by exciting?
So, like I said, when I left the military, I wanted a career that would be not mundane, but kind of like an exciting, something new type of career. So I chose law enforcement.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
Derogatory names before, correct?
Yes.
Significant derogatory names, correct?
Yes.
And that's by members of the public, correct?
Yes.
And that was prior to 2022, correct?
Yes.
Thanks,
You
Northern
mentioned
3.
you have some brothers. Do you have a brother that worked in law enforcement?
Yes.
Was he the chief of Peoples?
He was.
Why did he leave?
Why does it matter?
Your Honor, it has been brought up because one of the images has William Newland, and as you read through the post actually talks about Mr. Newland leaving the police department. So therefore, I am building a foundation to show the truth of what statements are in there.
Is that the reference to the plaintiff's picture you're talking about?
It's a reference to one of his exhibits. Yes, give me a second. I'll tell you.
Truth is a defense to defamation. And so if AFROMAN's posts are true, that's a defense. And if this man's brother really was convicted on these misdemeanor charges of D-pics or sending D-pics to a kid or something such as like that, and his other brother was like the head of a police department, maybe that's why these charges were dropped to a misdemeanor. And I love that we're getting to hear the sidebars in real life. A brother that worked. All right. Do you have a brother that worked in
law enforcement?
Law
Yes.
enforcement.
Was he the chief of Peoples?
He was.
He was the chief of Peebles Police. Peebles? I don't know. Somebody can spell that for me, please. One of my Ohio peeps in the chat.
Reference to the plaintiff's picture you're talking about?
It's a reference to one of his exhibits. Yes, give me a second. I'll
Mugshot.
tell you which exhibit.
Yeah, we just read that one. That was a good one.
Exhibit, I get where you're going, so you can keep going.
No, give him a minute to find it so he can make his argument on the record.
I'll re-ask the question. Why did your brother leave the Peoples Police Department?
He was charged with some kind of crime through Adams County prosecutor's office. He was subsequently convicted, and he resigned or quit sometime during the process.
Oh, man. So you have
it
a
is
whole
a fa-
family full of criminals. So you got a brother who was the chief of police that was convicted of some kind of crime. You're in law enforcement and you don't know what crime. Your other brother was convicted of some other kind of crime that you're not sure of, but we looked at it and it said it had to do with child porn or depicts against children. And I don't know, if someone was to make the argument that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, would you as a juror believe that argument? I don't know. That's going to be up to the jury. Thank you on top for your super sticker. Peebles. Thank you, B. Crumbs. Peebles. Well, there you go. There it is. His brother, who was the police chief of Peebles. I'm going to hear that again. He was convicted of some kind of crime. Some kind of crime. Convicted, not just accused. Here you go.
Some kind of crime through Adams County.
The Peoples Police Department. I'll re-ask the question. Why did your brother leave the Peoples Police Department?
He was charged with some kind of crime through Adams County prosecutor's office. He was subsequently convicted, and he resigned or quit sometime during the process.
And it is a fair statement to say it involved minor children?
I really don't know anything about the investigation.
You don't know.
Oh, really? It involved minor children. He's telling us everything. And he's going to pretend he doesn't know. This guy's got some big cojones to come up here as a plaintiff in this lawsuit with his family history. I'm just saying.
Time during the process.
And it is a fair statement to say it involved minor children?
I really don't know anything about the investigation.
The
You
jury
don't know
does now.
anything about your brother's crime he was charged with?
Just what I've seen on Jail Tracker in the past.
So you're
Jail
not
track.
close to your brother?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Are you close to your family then?
Yeah, most of my family.
Then why not your brother who's in law enforcement?
Well, we were both in the Army at the same time, separate parts of the world. We kind of got close again. And then once this, his issues happened, we kind of just drifted apart again.
His issues.
So you drifted apart once he had a criminal problem.
Correct.
Now let's talk about that. Has anybody asked you about that prior to 2022 when he was charged?
No.
No one asked you about your brother?
I'm sorry. Like before he was charged and it came out to everybody? No.
So no one asked you about your brother being charged with a crime?
Yeah, after the fact. I've been asked about.
When was the first time you were asked about it then?
It would have been shortly after he was charged or arrested. It was all a complete surprise to me.
And that was prior to Mr. Foreman's
It
video.
was all a complete surprise to me. If you're not watching this witness because you're rage cleaning or crocheting or driving, he's had a smirk on his face the entire time as if he thinks this is funny. And so if I'm a juror and I am observing his demeanor, I am thinking he thinks this is funny. And so I don't really think that he was as hurt by this as he says. And then as he's questioned more, and it's turning out that one or both one or two of his brothers, one of who was the chief of police, were convicted for crimes against children, I might just be like, okay, why are we here? Why are we here?
Video and post, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Video.
It was all a complete surprise to me.
And that was prior to Mr. Foreman's video and post, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
All of these things that happened with his brothers were before the posts were made by Mr. AFROMAN. Got it. Okay, good. He has a tie clip on. You know how I feel about tie clips.
So now you've said people have treated you differently since Mr. Foreman's post.
Yes.
So people come and ask you about your brother. Did they treat you differently because of that?
Excellent point.
It was just on a smaller scale. I was asked about it, and then that was it. It wasn't shared, and I wasn't put in music videos and everything else because of that reason.
But your brother's criminal charge and everything was in the front page of the local newspaper, correct?
Yeah.
So everybody in Adams County knew that your brother was charged.
Correct.
And so did people treat you differently at that time?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Really? None of your fellow law enforcement buddies were like, oh my God, your brother who was a police chief got convicted of sex crimes against children and they're not going to razz you about it? Come on. Come on, man. And this is an excellent argument because the argument's going to be, how are you going to be able to differentiate, jury, from what this man, the public scrutiny and the public mocking and shame that he was suffering as a result of his brother, the chief of police, being convicted of crimes against children, and his other brother, I think his other brother, the one whose picture was put up, was a different brother, right? Was that the same brother? Was William Newland the chief of police? You guys can tell me. We're done here. We're done. We're done. We're done. And I have a feeling too that this plaintiff I think the plaintiff's attorney put this guy on the stand first because I think maybe this was the most egregious of the claims, the pedo claims. You think it's the same brother? I don't know. Somebody, how about somebody who doesn't think, somebody who actually really knows, somebody who is from Ohio who actually really knows. I think it was a different brother because that's the way the questioning made it seem. That the one was not the same brother. So only if you really know for sure. It's the same brother that was in the post, Anna. I think you're local. William? It sounded to me like he was talking about a different man, so I'm not really sure for sure. I'm not really sure for sure. He referenced the exhibit, right? But I thought he said, do you have one brother and then do you have another brother? So I'm not really sure, but grape for the chief of police of Adams County. But was his name William Newland, Seuss? Same brother, AFROMAN said it. Okay, well, if AFROMAN said it, I will allow it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Graphics nut, let's go. Somebody else said a different brother, so.
Why didn't they treat you differently?
That'd be a question for them.
Okay. Would it be because they knew you?
Since he said he doesn't know, you shouldn't ask that question. Strike it.
We'll strike the question. Move on.
Can you probe a little bit more? Anthony says Streisand effect is now called the Newland effect. Well done.
See, that would be a classic example of testimony from the lawyer, not the witness who said he doesn't know.
Are you explaining things to the jury now? Now you're talking to the jury as if you're explaining the law to them? What is with this judge? That would be a classic example of something. We're not in law school. This is not a mock trial. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Are we all being punked? This is like that show Jury Duty. Listen to what this judge just said to the jury. See, that would be a classic example of testimony.
Not the witness who said he doesn't know.
Not the witness who said he didn't know.
If you don't know if they treated you differently when your brother's was on the front page of the paper, how do you know that your treatment today, or as you've testified to, was due solely to Mr. Foreman?
Well, prior to this, nobody called me a pedophile. Prior to this, there was nothing published about me being a pedophile. Prior to this, nobody asked me if I was molesting my own 3-year-old son.
What about the office?
I don't know what just happened or why we're having a Finney law firm
Officers that you
commercial in the middle of this, but
okay. Did the officers that you work with at Norwood put up a picture or an image of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did you ask them to take it down?
No.
Did they think it was funny?
Yes.
Wait, what?
And they're in law enforcement?
Wait, what? So when he went to the next office with the next police department in Norwood, the cops there put a picture of AFROMAN on his computer and he didn't even take it down. You would think if he had such PTSD and emotional distress that the picture of AFROMAN on his computer would just freak him out and he would have to take it down, but he didn't take it down. Listen to this again.
Did the officers that you work with at Norwood put up a picture or an image of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did you ask them to take it down?
No.
Did they think it was funny?
Yes.
And they're in law enforcement?
Yes.
Do they think any different of you because of this?
I don't know.
They don't treat you differently?
I don't really, I mean, I work with them, but I don't really associate with them. I go there and I do my job and I come home.
When you interviewed for the Norwood Police Department, they never held anything Mr. Foreman said against you?
I don't believe so, no.
Would it be fair to say it did not affect your professional career then?
Oh, it absolutely did.
How so?
Even if I move locations from Adams County to Cincinnati or to Los Angeles, people still ask if I'm a pedophile. People still ask me what it's about. People still ask me if I'm a thief.
But the people you work with do not ask that, correct?
They don't ask me, I know.
When you were interviewed, your future employer never asked you that question.
No.
So then when you say it damaged your reputation, you're only referring to people in the public, correct?
No, that's just what people in the public is what I know. Maybe people do have bias against me, in law enforcement. I don't know.
If you don't know, you can't collect damages for that because it's not affecting you. See how that works? This defense attorney is very skillful. He's very skillful. He knows what he's doing. He's being meticulous here.
Were you ever passed up for promotion because of this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm. Were you ever disciplined because of this?
No.
And you agree while you're out in the public, people are seeing you perform your law enforcement duties?
Yes.
And based upon what they see, they will make comments about you, correct?
Yes.
So how you perform your duties reflects on your reputation?
Yes.
And you've testified in the courtroom before, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever testified in a civil case before?
No.
Have you ever testified in a civil case that involved the duties of a police officer before?
No.
You've had citizens comment on your execution of your duties before, correct?
Yes.
Not all those comments have been positive, have they? And so you would agree that as a police officer, you are subject to public scrutiny?
Yes.
And you've never sought to keep your status as a law enforcement officer secret?
No.
Have you ever been in a local newspaper?
Yes.
Was it positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay. But not everything they write is positive, is it?
Correct.
As you've said that people can comment on your execution of your duties as a police officer, did you follow the procedure correctly in execution of the search warrant?
In the execution of the search warrant itself, yes.
Okay. So you knocked on the door as required by law?
Correct.
Okay. And then you decided to kick it in?
Correct.
And then when you couldn't kick it in, you went to the side door with a battering ram?
Correct.
Why did you try to kick the door in with your foot?
Is this what we're not trying?
Your Honor, he has opened the door and saying that his...
No, I closed the door. So I don't think we're trying the search warrant case.
Your Honor, he is claiming that his reputation is linked to how he performs his official duties. I am merely introducing that he has not followed procedures, and therefore a person can criticize him on that, and therefore he would have that as part of his reputation that everybody would have to consider.
Well, we don't have any standard against which to measure that, which is the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we going to get a standard against which to measure that? Otherwise, you get a dance in the pea patch. I said we're not dancing it.
Dancing in the pea patch?
If we can't present that he hasn't done his job correctly and that that would reflect negative on his reputation, then I don't understand what we would be presenting that, because his reputation is exactly what he is claiming is damaged.
That's right.
It is the very issue that they're going to ask for money damages about.
Do you have an expert that's going to say there was a violation of a search warrant process?
No, we're just going to introduce the policies and procedures in place at that time.
There are some?
There are, yes.
There are some policies and procedures about search warrants. I'm sorry. Is this the judge's first day? Did somebody tell me that they pulled him out of retirement to hear this case? But before that, talk to me about dancing in a pea patch. Has anyone ever heard that expression before? We're dancing in a pea patch. Thank you, Cat Mom, for your receipts. I love receipts here. We're dancing in a pea patch, everyone. The caption said tea patch, but I think he meant pea patch. We're going to take this back a moment. Back to the question. Okay.
And then you decide to kick it in?
Correct.
And then when you couldn't kick it in, you went to the side door with a battering ram?
Correct.
Why did you try to kick the door in with your foot?
Is this what we're not trying?
Your Honor, he has opened the door and saying that his...
No, I closed the door. So I don't think we're trying the search warrant case.
In fact, he already told the jury that in the beginning. We're not going there. We're not going there. We're not talking about the search warrant case. Kick the door in. Remember that, you guys? Kick the door in. There's some girls up in that house. Said, please let me come out. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. The battering ram has entered the chat.
Your Honor, he is claiming that his reputation is linked to how he performs his official duties. I am merely introducing that he has not followed procedures, and therefore a person can criticize him on that, and therefore he would have that as part of his reputation that everybody would have to consider.
Right. He didn't count the money twice like he was supposed to. And then he just kick the door in, and there's procedures against that. I mean, if his reputation is bad because of a lot of other reasons, it's going to be really hard to point out how it's worse because of things AFROMAN said on the internet.
Well, we don't have any standard against which to measure that, which is the whole point. So how are we going to get a standard against which to measure that? Otherwise, you get a dance in the pea patch that said we're not dancing it.
If we can't present that he hasn't done his job correctly and that would reflect negative on his reputation, then I don't understand what we would be presenting that, because his reputation is exactly what he is claiming is damaged. It is the very issue that they're going to ask for money damages about.
Do you have an expert that's going to say there was a violation of a search warrant process?
No, we're just going to introduce policies and procedures in place at that time.
There are some?
There are, yes.
Well, then put the foundation out there first. Like my prior decision, made that clear. I'm trying to work with this, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty good about staying laser focused.
I'm trying to ask the questions now so I don't have to recall Mr. Newland after the sheriff, Kenny Dick, is called so he can tell us what the policies were at that time.
Well, of course, the sheriff's name is Kenny Dick. Of course it is. Kenny Dick. No, please do not report the judge. Just don't do that. Don't report the judge. You don't have standing to report the judge. We don't do that here. We're not reporting any judges. But of course, the sheriff's name is Kenny Dick. The judge is shocked that there's even procedures. Wait, there's procedures for that? Dancing in the pea patch while listening to AFROMAN. Excellent merch idea for AFROMAN. Let's think of some more merch ideas for AFROMAN, because they did create a lot of damage to his house, and God forbid he has to pay a judgment on this. Maybe we could give him some more merch ideas. Ready, set, go.
The questions now so I don't have to recall.
I'm trying to work with this.
No, you're not.
Wrong. I'm pretty good about staying laser focused.
I'm trying to ask the questions now so I don't have to recall Mr. Newland after the sheriff, Kenny Dick, is called so he can tell us what the policies were at that time. But I can save this line of questioning and recall him later for it if that would be more amenable to the court.
The judge is like a bored Donald Sutherland. You win, Art Nixie. You win for now. But please feel free to put some merch ideas for AFROMAN from this trial so far in the chat so that we can try and help him
Witness
out.
list or exhibit list, Your Honor?
Then maybe he'll come on as a guest, because I think I love AFROMAN. I think he's my new favorite defendant. Dancing in a pea patch with Judge Heine and some coolies. How about that? I mean, come on, that was good, right? Wait a second. I've got a sound effect for that. Dancing in the pea patch with Judge Heine and some coolies. All right. Look, comedy's not always pretty, people. It's not always pretty.
I might have an old one.
There is an amended one, if I may, Your
Do
Honor.
you have one, Mr. Klinger?
Yes.
Amended when?
I think you meant a witness for policies and procedures.
Mine dated March 12th, so if you amended it on Friday, it might be out of date.
Thank you, Mama She. It's okay that you're late. This has been a fun one. It's been a fun 3 hours, you guys, right? Tell Mama She how much fun we're having here.
Policies and procedures for Adams County Sheriff's Office.
So that's isn't the whole policy procedure manual?
Yes, Your Honor, although we're going to try to tailor it to just what's relevant, so we don't have an entire meeting. And Judge, we stipulated to the authenticity of that document, so
Okay.
he needs a witness to.
I mean, AFROMAN in the head-to-toe American flag suit, fighting for our rights, fighting for our First Amendment rights. His lawyer, I think his name is Mr. Osborne, with the American flag tie and the founders of our Constitution beard. He, too, seems to be a huge proponent for the First Amendment. And look at all those bottles of water sitting behind one of the plaintiffs. Is that Pound Cake guy? I don't know. Remains to be seen. But look at all that water back there. Pure Life is getting product placement in the AFROMAN trial. So shout out to Pure Life Water. I don't know if that's the cheap stuff that you can get at Costco for $3 a case. I don't really know. But what is a pea patch? PEA patch. Dancing in the pea patch with AFROMAN, Judge Heine, and a couple of coolies. I mean, you can't make it up. Protect AFROMAN at all costs. And a cupcake with an afro on top instead of icing. I mean, love my flip-flops. You're winning. Winning. Winning.
Keep her going then, Mr. Osborne.
Yeah, we need to see his shoes. I need to see his shoes. Christy.
I would note I would need Mr. Dick to come in and say they were in place at the time, as Mr. Newland can't remember that they were in place at the time.
Mr. Dick. Oh, he's got a binder. Oh, look at that binder. Thanks, Lee. This is Ohio.
Now, it's not every time you're in public that people yell and scream thief or pedophile, correct?
Correct.
There's quite a few times you can have a peaceful meal with your kids and never have any problems.
Correct.
It's only at certain times this occurs, correct?
Correct.
I had FOMO. It's pea patch, PEA, like as in peas. You know, peas grow in a patch, like pea pods. Look at the look at the judges.
Have you ever been cute?
Look at the judge. Wait. Louise like this. There it is. My freeze game is so on point. This is Judge Heine.
Have you ever been accused before of stealing money from traffic stops?
Yes.
Oh, okay. He's been accused of stealing money from traffic stops. Okay. So he's got a history of being accused of stealing money. And then it just so happens that he counted wrong when he was taking the money out of AFROMAN's pockets at his house. And he was $400 short. But prior to this, he's been accused of stealing money from traffic stops. So calling him a thief is not really a lie. Okay. What are we doing here? Jury, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? 18-wheeled alligator crate says, don't forget to put up a pea post in your pea patch. It's windy. You know how I feel about tie clips. Remember that time when you changed your name to Truckers Against Tie Clips? I remember. Here we go. It just keeps getting better and better. He actually has been accused of being a thief. AFROMAN is a lot of things, says No House, No Faust, but liar is not one of them. Listen to it again, because here it comes.
Of stealing money from traffic stops? Wait. Have you ever been accused before of stealing money from traffic stops?
Yes.
It was not Mr. Foreman that accused you, correct?
Correct.
Dude.
Have you seen a copy of Mr. Robinson's report?
And here's to
I may
you.
have seen, I don't believe I've seen the whole report. When he first conducted the report or conducted the investigation, I was provided a copy of the report or a partial copy.
But you never sent that to me.
And here's to you, Mr. Robinson. It sounds like he's the one who did the independent investigation, who just blamed him for counting wrong. Hey. How has no one changed their screen name to AFROMAN yet? I don't know. Or AFROMAN fan or AFROMAN stan. I'll allow all of it. Dude. No, Cooley means Heine. Bacciami Cooley means Heine, okay? I'm not using it in that fashion. My Italian friends in the chat, Bacciami Cooley, kiss my ass, okay? Cooley means Heine. Cooley means Heine in Italian slang, okay? That's the way I'm using it. Just to clarify the record. I think Mr. Robinson was the one who did the independent investigation, who found that he did not steal money. He just counted wrong. But we've heard all the errors with the not sealing the evidence envelope, leaving it with one of the Cooley brothers, leaving it with the Cooley, but not putting him on the chain of evidence, not sealing the envelope with the money in it, and all that stuff.
Mr. Foreman, did you?
I didn't know.
Wait, sorry.
Investigation. In the whole report when he first
Never even
conducted
saw
the
the whole
report or conduct the investigation. I was provided a copy of the report or a partial copy.
But you never sent that to Mr. Foreman, did you?
I didn't know.
Oh, yes. AFROMAN's on Spotify. I was going to go to work, but then I got high.
You would agree if someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration?
I'm sorry.
If someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
Nobody would take that seriously, correct?
I'm sure somebody would.
So when you talk about your reputation, are you talking about your reputation only in Adams County, or are you talking about it in the whole world?
My reputation in general. Adams
In what?
County, Hamilton County, the entire world.
The entire world.
Hmm.
So you care what people think about you in Australia?
When it affects me and my job, yes.
How does Australia affect your job?
I'm not saying that it does. I'm just using it as a generalization. If it affects me and my personal life and my job, yes, it matters to me.
Lemon Pound Cake is on Spotify too.
Now you're claiming that by being called a thief, you were painted in a false light.
Yes.
And what exactly does that mean?
That I was being painted in a false light.
He doesn't even know.
You've been accused of stealing from traffic stops before.
So being accused of stealing in traffic stops before was when money was seized and forfeited by the courts and no longer returned. And I was, unquote, quote unquote, called a thief.
Thief is a thief.
Okay.
Never to this extent.
Okay.
Never to this broad,
But you would agree there is some similarity here. Money was seized here too.
That's right. Oh man, don't tell me that's the end of that video. Nope, it's not. Let's keep going. Just froze up inside. Oh man. Oh man. Hold on. Hold on, because this is day 2, and we're not at day 2 yet. We're still on yesterday. But I think there's one more video. And this is courtesy of a local station, and so.
Out to everybody? No.
Hold please, 'cause that's the video we just watched. So give me a moment. I mean, I'm invested now. And I'm annoyed because I have to travel tomorrow. I'm going to be in the car for a long time, and then it's spring break. I have things to do with my kids, but let me just see if the third video, if this continued in the right place. Hold on. This looks like redirect from yesterday. And then it looks like the female officer gets on the stand. And you guys said that it was going to be definitely not kid friendly when the female officer gets on the stand. All right, here's what we're going to do. We ended that video. That's where they ended it. Everyone go sub up to AFROMAN's YouTube channel. Didn't even know he had one. Anna says, that's right. My brother-in-law tells my nieces to eat their dinner. It's good for your hiney. Coulis is also different. Coulis. Yeah, if anyone is a chef, there's things like coulis, like a raspberry coulis on your dessert. It would be like a raspberry type syrup. Here's what we should do. Everyone should go tell their friends to watch this video because we all need to catch up on this together. And that way it'll give the chance for more people to get involved here. Bitsy Sinatra says, I just stuffed the money in a red Solo cup. Mama Shay is behind, but says, thanks for covering this. You're the greatest. Beat Showless says, the wisdom is sharing with us a quote from Larry Flint. If the First Amendment is intended to protect anything, it is intended to protect offensive speech. If you're not going to offend anyone, You don't need protection. Thank you. That was not one of our motivational quotes of the day, which we did read earlier during the earlier stream, and I will read them for you again now. Today's quote for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026 is Mother Teresa said, "Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless." And that's interesting that we're talking about mean words today because Mother Teresa said the opposite. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. There you go. Live it. Love it. Oop. AfroMan's Venus Blue suit. Oh, you did it. You did it, Venus Blue. You did it. AfroMan's Venus Blue suit. Maybe Blue Sweet Juice says, thanks for streaming this, man. I love you so big. Love you even more. Thanks for your dose. Thank you, Brenda, for becoming a new member. You're amazing. To all of you who have spent 2 streams with me today, I appreciate you so much, even more than you know. So what you're going to want to do, I still need to make show notes. I need to do a lot of things underneath this video so people will know about it. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody else that I need to thank before we move on. You're going to want to make sure you have all your notifications set. YouTube has changed their algorithm. They want everyone to watch shorts instead of long form content because shorts pay 0. They pay short makers 0 amount of money. And apparently they're watching their bottom line. Make sure that you are still subscribed. Make sure that you are still have all notifications set. Only 20% of you, only 20% of the 131,000 of you have your notifications set at all. And out of those 20%, only 12% of you have notifications set to all. So you really, really need to make sure they're set, make sure they're set to all, make sure they're enabled on your phone. Cause I can't tell you right now when I'm going live again, but what I can tell you is you're not going to want to miss it. We're invested now. We're Team AfroMan and we ain't got no quit. Okay. This is wild and we're going to keep going. Stay cool, stay kind, stay classy. Thank your moderators, tip your servers. I will be here just as soon as I can. Like I said, it's spring break and I have kid things to do. And so I don't know when exactly that's going to be, but I'm going to try and make it sooner rather than later. All right. I love you guys with all my heart and I'll see you real soon. Thank you guys. You're the greatest. Stay cool, stay kind, stay classy. Above all, stay safe. Tell your friends. I love you with all of my heart. If I don't see you soon, I'm going to die. Okay. Thanks, Mazda. I love you so much. Peace.